DJ, you're up.
Elevators aren't real.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
Welcome back, everybody. We are Not Great RPG, and we are here once again for the City of Oshuamp. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. That's maybe one of your most aggressively inappropriate ones to date.
I missed it too.
Just thank you very much, Mike. Oh boy. Anyway, we are back once again for the City of Oshuamp, as I said before. So we will go around the table real quick, introduce ourselves, and then have a brief recap and pick up in the great spot, the G spot, if you will, where we left off last week. If you read Mike's comment,
Is that what the G in Not Great RPG stands for?
Yeah, it is actually. It is. Yeah. So anyway, I am Don, and tonight I'll be playing Etherevia, the Grave Domain cleric. Yeah, it is. Grave spot.
I'm Zonkey Kong, and tonight is the night. That's right. Tonight is the night that Felix dies by my hand. And I play Yagwumba.
I'm Paul. I play Felix Gray, the Mystic, the Everlasting.
Not for long.
No deaths, zero, none, never downed.
So far.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We got a long night ahead of us.
I'm Glenn, and they just can't seem to get rid of Forrest.
I'm Jelly Blade Ariel.
I'm Sarah, and I play Ritora.
I am Kaba Grim, and I play Neziel.
There you go. That's a good duo.
That is a good
That's
one.
a very
Oh.
good Neziel. I'm a big fan of that name.
I didn't like that.
That's almost
He's writing it down.
Grandpa.
How is that not Grand Grim? Come on.
Ooh, yeah. Grand Grim Neziel. Why?
It's a Grandpapa.
Yeah.
That does sound like a cult leader. Like, yeah.
We're here. Yeah, I'm John. I'm the DM for Oshuamp. Last time we played, we were continuing to explore inside of the Undercity, coming to the gates of an old abandoned city that we come to know through Nesgrim. Understanding Celestial was called Imperia. We explored some buildings. There's some really weird shit. Just to put it very bluntly, weird bad things here. Quartzite buildings, obvious bloodstains. Don, again, comes up with the blood flood. So I gotta put it in. It's here. There's evidently like a blood flood long time ago. People died. We can't find them. Don't know what's going on. We eventually come to the center of the city, trying to find a place of worship. We find a fountain shaped like a diamond. Nesgrim goes into the fountain because he reads the placard that has the name of the person on the statue at the center of the fountain. Is Kabael Christok, the High Seraph. He's got a bowl in his hand. His other hand is elevated towards the sky. The bowl has some weird sheen-covered black liquid-looking substance. We fuck around with it. We realize it smells like gasoline. We ignite it. It burns, comparable to gasoline. Nesgrim puts some blood in the bowl and was like, let's see if this does anything. Nothing happens at that. We light it on fire. It burns black. No heat. No light source from the black flame. It continues to burn. It does not extinguish naturally. Snow Leopard is here, and our new good friend, Snow Leopard, tries to pull Nesgrim out of the fountain. Is like, hey, buddy, like maybe this is a bad place because we're in a fountain and the fountain's empty, and there was a blood flood here a long time ago. We should probably go. But it's a leopard, so can't really communicate with language. It just purrs and bites at his hand. Nesgrim is like, wait a minute, I've got an idea. I have small pieces of chipped obsidian, and that's over there, and I've been throwing stuff in that bowl. Let me just try again. Throws a small fragment of the obsidian that we had collected from outside in the mosaic into the bowl. It melts in a slow burn that looks like slag. As I also described it, it looks like when the Lord of the Rings in the first film, when they pull the ring out of the fire and the etchings finally appear. It melts, incorporates into the oil-like substance inside of the black bowl. And we're like, all right, well, I guess just fucking leave. And then Nesgrim looks up at the statue once again and sees that the eyes of the statue of his ancestor are beginning to bleed down over the face of the statue. So we're picking up right at yonder point.
Blood from stone.
Yep, the old blood from stone. Felix Gray is currently in flight above this situation, so...
I got eyes on the target.
Yeah, I mean, our eyes in the sky for the action.
It's looking real bad.
Yeah,
It's time for Felix's during show podcast.
like, for you, it's not like it's a fucking gush of blood. It's not like squirting out. It's just a steady trail of blood that starts dripping down over the jaw of the face, dripping down, again, because the face would be over the bowl, it's dripping down around the bowl. Not back into the bowl like some kind of eternal water fountain, around the bowl. So it is like splashing over the pedestal of the statue and then into the basin itself as well. But yeah, statue is now bleeding. And Nesgrim, you're hanging out here. And there's a leopard in the fountain with you. And I don't know what else would happen in this very important, very short span of time right here.
Short?
Yeah. Where's my timer? Shabam! What are you doing, bud?
First I would say, it's crying blood. And then, come on, switch my inventory.
No.
Don't do this to me.
DJ, please.
That one's not my fault, the tablet's not working.
Can I make a history check on crying statues?
Sure!
I need to get to my inventory because I'm sure. All right, so when I find an applicable item, my goal is to start catching. You said it's going down around the bowl, not into it.
Correct.
I would like to start catching the blood underneath, and I'm gonna find not with my mouth. I just need to find a thing
Just
I
like
have that is vaguely bowl shaped.
All right.
Do you know of an item in
No,
your history that might be vaguely bullshit?
You haven't seen any crying statues before, and you've not really read anything about crying statues because they're statues. They're made of stone, and they usually don't weep.
I have the Felfarthen suggestion box.
Yep.
What a great place for this blood. I'm gonna catch it in
Open the
that.
little wooden thing. People's recommendations on how to better live their lives and eat good food. And it just starts dripping blood over these old pieces of paper. I would say that the small box would not be big enough to catch both droplets. Like, it's supposed to be like a pretty fucking small box.
I have a small iron lockbox that I do not believe is opened.
All right.
Go on your skin.
Double fisted.
I have my shield still. I will put my shield under the other
So
one.
you turn your shield round so this
Yeah.
way the bolt. Yeah, so
The
you're
soft
just
part?
Yep. You're just catching the blood rain
And
in
then
a little box and your shield.
okay.
Anyone else doing anything?
Do I have any
I'm
recollection of
Pulling on his...
Of weeping statues of blood?
Yeah.
Not in the least.
Okay.
Gonna summon the sword and back up a little bit.
Great.
Nesgrim, what did you do?
Put my blood in the stone in it.
That we should maybe back away from the blood statue.
Pull my moon touch sword.
Great.
I'm also. Can I? Knowing what had happened previously with a couple other statues that we've encountered before,
Uh-huh.
they just decided to get up and start
Yeah,
walking
they come to
around.
life.
Yeah. Can I preemptively cast Fairy Fire on it?
Sure, you can hold the spell.
Cool.
I would pull out the Rite of Propitiation directions and point out the last line. It says to beware apotheosis. If we have enacted this ritual, apotheosis means climax. We should probably back away from the statue in case it explodes.
And
Full
we've
circle.
reached our climax. All right.
It's
Well-
achieved climax, guys.
Did you announce that we've achieved climax? Is that what I heard?
We have. The statue was bleeding, and we're now in the resolution phase of the thing happening. Boy.
Yeah, I'm also backing away.
Yeah, as a snow leopard, would you have remained in the fountain?
I'm pulling him. I'm trying to pull him
So you're
out
still
of
in the fountain trying to pull
Yeah.
him?
For what it's
Oh me, oh my, yes.
for what it's worth, after doing the things,
Yeah, the collection.
I would have gotten out of the fountain if I had time. I didn't. DJ didn't have time to say that.
You had time.
DJ didn't have
You
time.
clearly
to say.
chose to remain and collect the blood.
Yeah, I feel like we were collecting some blood. This is supposed to be, again,
When I
it's a
thought it was
timer
right-
for 5 minutes to be able to give everyone an opportunity. It's not actually, or sorry, it wasn't 5
Totally
minutes, it's
fair.
3 minutes. It's not
Totally
actually
fair.
3 minutes in the game. It's like, this is 10 to 15 seconds, and it's like, box, oh shit, shield.
Totally
And then,
fair.
like, oh my god, bad thing happening.
Turns into a tentacle monster.
Would I have? I'm trying to pull him out of the fountain.
Yep.
Would I have?
You guys can make contested strength checks if you think you would have fought off the snow leopard trying to pull you. Obviously, if the snow leopard succeeds in pulling you, we would have not caught as much blood in the box and the shield as we might have.
Why do you keep saying the snow leopard? It's rhetorical.
Snow leopard.
When
It's a random snow leopard that we found.
The ones that notoriously live underground.
you
And
would have
abandoned
been
all
pulling me
relatives.
the entire time, right? Like the whole time I was doing that.
Yeah.
I probably would have resisted until I'd finished, and then I would have
Until climax.
Until finished what?
until I finished putting the things to catch the blood.
Okay, so you would be then placing these things on the pedestal to leave them here,
And
you
run.
exit the fountain with those things still in here.
I would have resisted
Okay.
her pulling me until
Sure.
I had done that,
Sure,
and
sure,
then
sure.
I would have let her pull me.
Great.
Are you
All
leaving
right.
your shield behind?
Yes.
Do me, the two of you, a
Yes.
wonderful solid. Can you two roll initiative?
Five.
Oh boy, Bert! Bert!
Guys, it's looking pretty dicey up here.
Roll off on a 5.
Yeah. I'm fine. On the air.
8 plus 2.
19.
All right.
Sarah and I both rolled 5,
Got a suspect in
but I go first.
He's looking tweaked out.
Okay.
He's playing with the blood.
Well,
He's got a snow leopard?
so here's the thing. My initiative is higher, which is a problem.
Higher than 5, I don't believe.
Weird.
Statistically doesn't make sense.
So I will frame it in the aesthetic notion of you have placed your shield and your collection box on the pedestal beneath the weeping blood statue to collect some of the blood. Retora is pulling on you like at your hip, obviously because your hands would be occupied and like out at chest height approximately. She is biting onto like your belt at your pants and trying to drag you out of the fountain. As you place the two items down, you turn, stop resisting the snow leopard. You two take like a thematic step away from said statue. And then said statue begins to torrent blood out of not only the eyes, but out of the mouth as well. As though it is a fountain, and the mouth has now activated said chamber.
I'm gonna need a bigger shield.
Could the two of you please make dexterity saving throws?
With
They're
plus
very important ones.
4? With a +4.
Just don't fail.
Let me see what my cat deck
You
So
both
he's-
have +4 for your aura.
Because me, yeah.
Oh, I have +4 as well.
Just throw the whole dice set out.
23.
Oh, Sarah.
Oh no.
It's always at the behest of saving Nesgrim, too.
Yep.
It's really
I,
great.
I sighed when you stayed in the fountain.
Yep, it's really great.
Oh, no.
You said +4?
Yep.
So that's a 9.
Which roll? What was on the dot?
Roll a 3.
Oh.
Okay.
Not a 1.
Oh boy. All right.
Meow.
She knows.
Yeah. She's upset.
We very infrequently roll percentile die, though.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh,
those are my least favorite.
Oh boy.
A good old boy or
Good
No.
for you.
Is it a nice old boy?
No. Oh boy. So, you said a 23.
Yeah.
All right.
I
great.
rolled a 19.
Yeah, that's actually very good. We'll roll for yours with disadvantage then. Because you rolled so well. That actually makes much more sense. The dice sometimes do. So, DJ, you are 30% bathed in black blood. Sarah, you're 94% bathed in black blood. Blood that feels immediately to you, having witnessed the experience of Fauriel's tongue, feels like a terrible necrosis agent that just sinks through the fur into your skin immediately. Yeah, that's a very large problem when it comes to the damage value. Oh boy. Sorry. Oh god.
Is this necrotic damage? That's good.
Oh boy.
I'm only mildly panicking. It's okay.
Oh boy.
Come on, really shake him.
All ones.
Were those D12s?
Yeah.
No.
It's fine. They're all ones.
They're not.
Broken dream.
Why would they be?
I'm resistant to necrotic damage.
That's great. So you take 48 necrotic damage.
Is that before or after the resistance?
That's pre-resistance. So you take 24
Okay.
necrotic.
I know you have
Okay.
resistance.
Not great, but not a death stroke.
I had to check.
I did have it.
Okay, I'm not a snow leopard anymore. So
That's great. DJ 12 half, so
6.
and then halved again because you succeeded.
3.
Yeah.
Ow.
Ew! Oh, the leopard! Oh my god, the leopard!
That's no leopard.
I will tell you that as you leave your wild shape, it is still on you, the person.
yes, that makes sense because I'm still covered in it.
Yes.
So
This is a bad problem. Oh boy.
Where's my hit
Well-
points?
I don't know which of the two was next in initiative between the two of you.
Me.
What are you doing? The statue gushed blood.
Oh, thank you.
You should
Now,
pet it.
you said gushed.
Yeah.
Is it done or is it gushing?
I would say that it would have felt like a gush and then
Like projectile vomit and
projectile vomit, and now there is still an amount of liquid coming out of its mouth.
Like the fountain kicked on.
Initial trickle.
Yes.
Yeah. Like it kicked on and then it
Yeah.
got to its speed.
Yep. Well, I don't know about speed, or if it just got to get more blood in its mouth to.
maybe.
What are you doing, bud?
I don't know.
Nice.
Get back in the fountain.
We're still in the fountain. We're in the midst of leaving the fountain.
Kiss the statue, DJ.
Kiss about
I will. Is that an action? This does not tell me how long it takes.
What?
Find steed does not. Oh, casting time 10 minutes.
Yep.
Well, probably not that then.
Hold on.
I went to my Uber to get here.
Give me 10.
Don't drown in blood for 10 minutes.
Just give me a moment.
Yeah, I will say for the sake of clarity, it didn't. It's not like it filled the fountain. Like there's a large splash, but it's 15 by 15. It didn't gush that many fluid liters of water or blood. Forgive me. Like it gushed an amount to stain the two of you. There's spread of it on the basin of the fountain around where it struck you, in the trajectory back towards the mouth of the statue, but it's not like you're standing in now like
Right.
that much blood or anything.
Okay. What am I gonna do?
I don't know.
I would.
Again, the fountain is only like 15 feet by 15 feet. Like you're not a there's distance into said fountain.
Yeah.
If you are thinking about walking out, like that's a thought.
Head
I don't know if you would like to. Not going to tell you you have to. There is a blood turret here. It's like your call.
Thanks, John.
Hey, my sprinklers.
His head just rotates across.
Do I see any other statues like this from the sky view?
You do not.
Okay.
That's good.
You brought friends.
All of the blood fountains kick on.
Yeah.
Just in case of fire.
I would
In case of fire. In case of life.
I would like to get out of the fountain.
Fantastic.
I
You move
think.
the 15 feet from the statue to the edge of the fountain. Again, it's not like it's a ludicrously high perimeter of the fountain itself. It's 3 feet, so you're able to like push off the railing and step on out of yonder fountain. Did you do anything else on your turn?
Before I had gotten out of the fountain,
All right.
how close to the statue was I?
Like 7 or 8 feet.
Close enough that like I could reach out and grab it without moving too. Yeah, I'd have.
You
movement
take like
speed.
a couple feet towards it, and then when you say grab it, do you mean the statue?
The bowl.
Oh,
I would like to cast light on the bowl and then get out of the fountain.
the blood bowl.
Yes.
Okay, absolutely.
And then get out of the fountain.
Fantastic. So when you touch the bowl, it is in its hand.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a high-lipped bowl.
Okay.
It's obviously it is part of the statue, so it is definitively made out of what would feel to you like iron.
Mm-hmm.
When you put your hand on the bowl, all right, would you still do it? Just to remind you, it is still lit by black flame. Like, the oil is still there.
Yeah.
You had done the thing, and the black flame is still lit and still burning inside of the bowl itself. It does not look like it's consuming the oil. It, again, still gives off no light and no heat.
Okay.
Would you still touch the bowl to cast light? You're obviously welcome to do what you feel like is right for your character. I just want to make sure that the scene is appropriately set for when you're making decisions. And again, that's not a in favor of or
Right.
in opposition of, just this is what you would be seeing as a reminder because it was a week ago.
Yeah, I'd still cast light on it.
Fantastic. Goodbye, everybody else.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, that might have been the right decision.
I'm not coming in this time.
Might have.
I'm gonna go get a snack.
It might have been the right call.
Good luck, DJ.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm just gonna panic. No, not mildly.
Yeah, I mean, you place your hand on the side of the wrought iron bowl. You once again utilize the spell light to attempt to illuminate it. In the same way in which you were pulled once before when you felt, obviously, the crossing into a different location while you were inside of the wall previously here within the Undercity itself as well.
Mm-hmm.
You feel yourself suddenly almost shirked out of your mortal coil. So you feel something within you reverberate as though the rattling of your bones is in itself a unique experience, as though something spiritual within you suddenly leaves you. You feel yourself suddenly juxtaposed and landing inside of, once again, a very dark plane of what to you feels, again, like cold, black fire and shadow all around you. You stand in the midst of nothingness, and the only thing before you, not on the pedestal and not in the fountain, still stands in the same position, the now not made of iron statue, but made of, again, black obsidian statue of Kabael Christok. Still posed like this, an empty bowl in his hand, motionless in front of you. The same ethereal flames lick around the obsidian statue itself, as though it envelops around behind it, as though it is wreathed in black flame. You stand here in the dark.
I would just say out loud, Kabael.
You say the name Kabael and nothing happens.
Okay. Okay. if I like shuffle my feet back and forth, does it feel like solid ground or like gravel?
Feels like it's gravel.
Just pick a handful up and cast light on it.
You pick up some gravel by your feet, you pull it up, you go to cast light, and nothing illuminates within the spell.
Okay. I'm surrounded by black flame, darkness, no sound, no light, nothing like that.
It's not that there's no sound.
Okay.
When you scrape along the gravel would absolutely make sound. It feels almost, again, if you were to consider a spotlight on the stage of a play, it would feel as though you are encompassed by that same circular perimeter around you, that circumference, at which point black flame licks all around it. The statue would be at the center of that circle, and you would be but a few steps in front of it.
Okay. I will walk forward toward the statue and place another coin into the bowl.
Another one of the platinum coins?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You pull out from your bag another platinum coin, and it clinks into the bowl. Nothing happens.
Okay. I just need to gather information. That's the goal here.
You do what you feel is to you. True to you.
I'm gonna poke my finger with a dagger and drip blood in the bowl again.
Absolutely. You hold your hand out aloft over the statue, take the small dagger once again, and prick your fingertip and permit, again, comparable to this size, blood into the center of the bowl. You hear it steady drip of your blood into the bowl. Begins to slowly accumulate, forming a small dark puddle at the bottom of it.
And nothing else happens. Okay.
Nothing else right now, no.
If I walk around the statue,
Mm-hmm.
like if I were to walk to where the edge of the fountain would have been,
Mm-hmm.
is there an edge of a fountain there?
There is not.
It just continues. Okay.
The darkness just continues. You would hit the point at which the small space that feels like it is illuminated by effectively a dulled gray light, as if we were to take one of our bulbs and throw a very thin black sheet over it, so the light would be more scattered. There would be very little genuine illumination. You have no idea from where this up above you source of light is, but like looking up, now that you think about it, it does to you look like there is a large pale white circle in the sky that does look like it is obscured, as though it is behind the overcast cover of cloud during a late night.
Okay. I would walk back to the statue and...
Now, forgive me, when
Sorry.
you said you wanted to walk, did you mean you wanted to walk the perimeter of the circle or around the perimeter of the statue?
So at first I was going to walk around the statue, and then I
Okay.
changed to
Because
just
you
in
wanted
the
to go
direction of...
The edge to
Right.
be able to see if the fountain edge was there.
And then if there was no fountain edge there, I would return and walk back to the statue.
Okay.
Um,
Towards the front again where the bowl lays.
Mhm.
Okay.
and then I'm going to cast light on the bowl.
You again attempt to cast light on the bowl, and nothing illuminates within this space.
Okay. Okay. I don't know that this would make a difference, but I'm just going to start throwing shit in this bowl until I figure it out.
You do what you think is authentic to you.
I still have the frost diamond ring.
Yes.
I would toss that in.
You place the diamond ring inside of the little bowl. Nothing happens.
And I don't have any more obsidian. When I was holding the gravel in my hand, did it look like dirt or did it look like broken was it...
Ooh, that is a fantastic question. I will tell you that it looks like it is broken dirt, but as you pick it up and it runs through your hands, You are sufficient as a survivalist that as you do this, and also like just as a person, you would know that your hands went through this ground quickly enough that it would feel like there is... If you've ever been on a beach in which there is a litany of other debris and matter within the sand, sharp little shells and things like that, I would say that as you ran your hand through the area around you, because there's not really much illumination in dark vision, it would feel grayed out and blacked out, but it would feel like sands of a beach. And small little fragments of to you what would feel like seashells. They would be sand without color. Sand color, not sand color, but they would be without color. They would be of various shapes and sizes, various jagged edges around them, some of them a little bit more smooth like seashells, but no obsidian from what you can discern based on the grays and blacks here within this space.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Divine Smite. Well, not cast, but...
Gonna activate Divine
Yeah.
Smite, sure. What are you striking?
That's fair, I do have to strike a thing with it.
Yes, you do.
You
You could cast a different smite if you had a different smite prepared
Yeah.
in the use of it as an actual genuine spell.
Got... that might work. Radiant. Yes, I'll cast Branding Smite.
Absolutely. It illuminates your blade in what would be, based upon the spell, a radiant white light.
And it remains.
It remains. Sorry, what level is the spell?
Second.
It would not remain, forgive me. You would attempt to illuminate the blade. You would feel as though the spell itself succeed, but there is no illumination from the blade. It doesn't feel like it dissipates and is absorbed by anything. It feels like it simply cannot.
Right. Okay. I would just say out loud, what do I need to do?
There would be no motion, no voice answering you. Your voice would ring out around you as though you were in an amphitheater, acoustically reflecting back inward on you.
I am out of ideas, and I keep coming back to hark the seraph's cry.
Yep.
I'm gonna cry.
In front of the statue?
Yeah.
So you stand here and I would think in a sensation of frustration at not just this moment, but over the course of an existence that feels like it has always been outside of your direction, your volition, and outside of your grasp. You wail against this horrific rising feeling within you, almost of worthlessness. The absence of recognition for what you're trying so hard to do by the people around you. That you just want to do the right thing, and that you just want to be good. I will tell you that once again, sprouting from you, bony wings shoot out from you like jagged tendrils peeked out and cresting away from your body. From these bony protrusions, you see as well as you look to your side. You see hanging down from them, not feathers adorning your bony wings, but long, jagged, spear-like protrusions of obsidian. Filling out the coat of the bones around you that now point downward towards your ankles. The arrow.
The arrow.
Like an arrowhead, DJ.
What? That's what my wings look like?
Look like from the back that they would form an arrowhead.
Neat. Okay.
Neat indeed. We're still trapped here.
Yeah.
This is a step in the solution, but this is not just the solution.
Oh, I just realized what it is. Oh, I don't know if that's better or worse. Okay. I don't think I have anything really specifically for this purpose, so let me see if I can find something that I can use in its place.
I will say that as your wings sprout and you activate this, the statue clearly is not frightened of you. It's a statue.
Right.
But for the first time, you hear a low, droll voice, as though it fills, once again, an echo. Christok.
I'm gonna start digging.
Okay, what would you use to dig? Your hands?
I have nothing else. I have a hammer I could try to pound my way through. I've got a sword I could...
You tell me what you do.
Can I dig as an attack action?
Sure.
Can I cast Divine Smite while I go to dig with my sword? To satisfy the make a melee attack requirement of that spell.
Since you're doing it with your sword, yes.
Okay, so I'll activate Divine Smite
Mm-hmm.
and take a dig at the earth with my sword.
Yeah, right in front of the statue here. You plunge your blade into the sand in front of you, channeling and fueling this righteous, holy energy from within you into your blade, into the ground around you. And I will tell you that, like, at the point, if you were to see a seismic strike into the ground from, well, a large celestial object as it strikes the ground and breaks through the crust of the world and splinters out like fragments around you, so too does your sword strike the sand, plunging deep into the sand in front of you, forming a concentrated, deep, crater-like circular depression as the holy energy crashes out from the point of your blade, and then rippling fragments etch out through the sand as though sinking. I will tell you with that, the statue once again speaks. This time, while still in the same low, droning voice as though held from within.
Beware ye who seeks passage to Terminus. The last Empyreans willingly gave lives to consecrate these grounds, that she who rests within not rise again to sunder all in her wake in pursuit of hateful vengeance. Do not squander our sacrifice. The rite of sanctification may yet save my daughter. Should she refuse to yield, the Soulstone houses immortality.
Statue goes silent. The light of the sand around you erupts based upon the consecrated point of the crater of the tip of your blade. And you are pulled back to all of our friends. Sacrifice on the sand. Rarfley.
Yeah. I was... No.
Oh, it's quiet.
That can't be what you mean.
What if it is?
There's some tense energy in here coming back.
I legit might need to take a minute.
Go right ahead.
Go
right ahead.
Oh, man.
I'll have this as a thing that is occurring while you are still within the trance that I would say your character would
Are
be
you
in.
fucking kidding me? You tranced again?
You're out there fucking trancing!
We talked about this!
Mm-hmm.
He's
dead!
Thank you.
Is he dead?
I forgot my water.
What do we see? My peepers.
Now that he's not in the room anymore, you, flying above, would see Nesgrim, as he had previously indicated to me, approach the bowl, illuminate the bowl. You would see his physical form stand rigid, almost becoming upright. Now, we've not seen petrification before, but his hand touches the bowl. You see a spark of light as his hand once again tries to envelop this object with light, and he motionless. How you doing? You're still in the fountain.
Yeah, I am.
I gotta recharge. Say if I recharge. No me, oh mine.
Did you have a turn?
I didn't have a turn yet.
No, I don't. I'm just rolling for curiosity. I can roll whenever I wish.
You can roll right now if you wanted to.
I did. I did. Now I know when it comes back to my turn, I'm prepared to do what need be done.
Nesgrim is stopped.
He is motionless,
Like,
roughly 7 or 8 feet from you. The base of the statue, hand almost seemingly affixed to the side of the bowl.
so
Like he caressed it.
He did.
I'm in the statue. Like, I'm in the fountain.
You're in the fountain.
Is the fountain 15 feet from end to
15
end?
feet. 15 feet from edge to pedestal.
Oh no.
15 feet.
There's 30 feet.
30 feet.
It's a lot of feet.
And I'm a few feet from...
You're roughly 5 to 6 feet from Nesgrim. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna run over to Nesgrim and try and grab him.
Nesgrim feels to you as when you grip against him as though he is solidified. Made of stone. Heavy laden down. Especially since you are now Retora again. You've used 5 feet of your movement.
How does encumbrance work again?
If you exceed the threshold, your movement speed... If you exceed it by an amount, your movement speed is halved. If you exceed it by like 4 times, your movement speed reduces to 5 feet. I'll tell you that just by like trying to move Nesgrim's arm, it feels like he weighs a ton.
A ton. Like an actual...
An actual ton. As though he is as well now. A statue.
I good to come back?
No.
Okay.
I am.
So earnest is your drive to save him. So hungry is my voracity to take him from you.
I don't know if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Did I use the Greater Restoration beat already today? I can't remember.
You did not.
I did not. Then I'm going to cast Greater Restoration on Nesgrim.
To remove petrification?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wait for him to come back.
Fucking big brain, Sarah.
Smarty pants. Just realized now that things were Dungeons and Dragons. It's so cute.
I'm over here like, okay, cool. So we can like drag him out and make a statue in the streets of Oshuamp with him.
String lights around.
Try
for
the other
holidays.
hand. Yes.
Feel yourself spiritually pulled back from where you were. Once again here, standing at the base of this mountain, the base of this statue. Ratora's hand right up the back of your shoulder blades.
I'm gonna pull him and run.
She attempts to pull you.
I'm gonna say something, and I need you all to go with me on this one.
Get out of the fountain first.
Okay.
Alright. Then yes, of course.
She grabs you at the back, moves like a step, you turn, and you follow her out. I don't recharge this turn.
I need you to kill me in the fountain.
Oh boy.
You what now?
What?
I promise you this is still me.
What's the password?
Snow.
It's him.
Oh.
What do you mean? What just happened?
While this is happening, I'm going to throw my water on Ratora and tell Felix to freeze it so we can chip the black stuff off like we did with her tongue. So that way she doesn't die.
Yep. Because I have to also value that as you're covered in
that's not my concern. Like, that's not...
It's mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll refreeze my dagger, freeze her. Does the atmosphere still feel the same? I'm going to grasp the statue. Like,
can you read the ability?
Yes. You attempt to grasp a creature in telekinetic energy and hold it captive. As an action, you choose one creature you can see within 60 feet. The target must succeed a strength saving throw or be grappled by you until your concentration ends or until the target leaves your reach, which is 60 feet for the grapple. Do you need me to keep going? I think it's basically explaining grapple.
Yes.
Okay.
An intelligence saving throw for it?
No, it's a strength saving throw.
It's a strength saving throw for it. I will tell you that it definitively fails.
Okay. I do not burn out.
Cool.
Do I gain... I'm good? I gain the back?
You gain your side points back.
Okay.
Yes. You feel some telekinetic connection around this statue.
Okay.
Does the bead got used?
The bead gets used.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure. That'd be cool if it didn't, but...
Nope. Magical item is different.
Yep.
So you want us to kill you?
What do you...
What?
Continue, I'm sorry.
Yes, what happened when you touched the statue that has you talking like this all of a sudden?
We should probably climb something as we are talking based on...
I think if we just move to the other side of the fountain, we'll be okay. Away from the flow of the blood.
I mean, as it fills up, it's going to flow everywhere. Look at the walls. Look at the. You saw the markings. If this has happened before, we need to get up or out.
I don't think it's going to be that bad again. We have at least a couple of moments for me to explain. And then, so after I touched the statue, I was pulled into, once again, just darkness, nothing around me. I spoke, no one responded. I began tossing things in the bowl, and nothing really happened. And then I began to cry out of frustration, and I heard a voice speak Christok. When my wings formed, I looked back at them, and they were just shards of obsidian hanging from my wings, making almost like an arrow.
Statue sprays blood, filling a small amount of the area once again.
So I began to dig. And when I started digging, and DJ cannot remember.
Yeah, no, it's totally okay. So,
as much as Nesgrim would be able to recount.
Sure.
Because it is a lot.
Of yonder passage that was...
After I struck dirt, and it, yeah.
Yep. Struck sand.
That's what I said.
That's specific. That's specific.
Don't know what that could relate to. I'm lost.
Yep.
So, an echoey voice where
sounded more like this.
Because it was reverberating from within inside of a statue. To the best of Nesgrim's ability, beware ye who seeks passage to Terminus. The last Empyreans gave their lives to consecrate these grounds, that she who rests within, willingly gave their lives to consecrate these grounds, that she who rests within not rise again, to sunder all in her wake in pursuit of hateful vengeance. Do not squander our sacrifice. The rite of sanctification may save my daughter, should she refuse to yield soulstone, houses, immortality.
I dug into sand. I think I need to be killed in this fountain.
We cannot revive you. We do not have enough diamond.
And also, didn't the voice just tell you not to?
It said
open the gate.
The people here sacrifice themselves to trap something within.
And the rite of sanctification will protect from she who's buried and or imprisoned here from hateful vengeance on all who live here.
No one lives here.
Not here, but above us they do.
And we're also here too, so.
And I think my...
Just saying.
I originally set out with the intention of protecting those who could not protect themselves. This seems to be the highest form of that.
Why do you think something stirs here? What, did they not do this already?
Statue spits blood again.
How full is it?
I mean, not a lot. Like, genuinely, it's
slow.
It's
yeah,
sputtering
it's,
more than
it's spitting out the amount of what would comprise like a little bit more than a gallon, but in a 30 by fucking 30 fountain.
Okay.
Like,
it's gonna take.
you
some
would
time.
obviously be able to feel like this is going to take hundreds of iterations of this spewing for it to fill to the brim this fountain.
Okay.
But it's like
At this rate, at least.
yes, at this rate at least. But yes, it's splashing.
Yeah.
So just to clarify, you think that you sacrificing yourself will abate whatever was locked away, that it'll stop the fountain from doing what it's doing?
I think whatever is imprisoned here did not originally deserve to be imprisoned here. And much like we've seen with Ritora, was corrupted. So they had to imprison whoever this is.
What is that? Is that person like? What was the gate to terminus thing?
I think this statue is the gate to terminus.
Statue spits blood again.
So it almost sounds as though like you trying to help free this thing is going to open that.
No, the opposite. I think me sacrificing myself will save whoever is imprisoned here from the corruption that led to them being imprisoned.
Like
what if-
dying in their stead,
Sort of.
so that they may be free.
But not to exact hateful vengeance, but to be free as they were before.
Do you think this might be related to that paper that was brought to you earlier? It mentioned something about this terminus.
It did say...
Do you still have those documents?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're right there.
Yeah, I don't know who had them at that point,
yeah.
but... I think whatever is imprisoned here is imprisoned in Terminus, and this statue is the gate to Terminus.
So if it's related, then was that not instructions on something to do with that gate? Did it say anything about a sacrifice?
I don't believe so.
Yes,
But-
what if-
We know where I was born was Rarfley, which means sacrifice on the sands.
There's no sand here.
Not here. There was there.
Where is there? You stiffened like a board until Ratora brought you back.
It was... I was surrounded by darkness and black flame. That's all I know. The statue was still there, but not made of...
I like both of those things like real bad though.
What?
Darkness and black flame.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not great.
Yeah, we have.
Could you remind me what the statue's made of?
The statue here is made of dark wrought iron.
Oh.
The statue there was
Very
not
cool.
made of this
Like-
iron. It was made of obsidian.
Boundary stone. Perhaps.
Right.
Is the flame still going?
The black flame inside of the bowl?
Yeah.
It is not.
I think what I did was began passage to Terminus
You already went there once. Like, why would you want to go back though?
after being brought to the place I was in. That was the next step in entry to Terminus.
But the instructions that you read previously to us mentioned something about a sanctified weapon.
Sanctified relic.
I think if you're going to sacrifice yourself in the sand, I think you have to be in the sand to sacrifice yourself. So if that was the way you were going to do it, I think you would have to be there and then do the sacrifice. I don't think us killing you in the fountains. Not that I'm saying we should sacrifice you. I don't think that's...
No.
We also don't have a sanctified weapon
Yeah.
and no way of bringing you back.
You would be trapped in Terminus, and whatever is trapped there would take your place.
We don't... No.
I also do see where you're coming from with freeing someone who's rightfully, unrightfully kept against their will. It's very much the same thing as the position Camilla's in right now.
For them to have predicted needing a warning tells me that they expected people to seek out whatever is imprisoned here with the intention of freeing it.
Well, didn't they
It's
say don't?
only a matter of time until someone succeeds.
But didn't they say don't free it?
They did say don't free it. I don't intend to free it, but to purify it.
And what if it doesn't work? Then what? Then you're gone and we've freed this
We have
spirit?
children to think about.
They're
These
here
are-
and need protection.
These ruins have been here thousands of years. Why now?
We happen to be here now. And I do think this may be the best way of protecting the
If you're
children.
bent on doing this, we can happen to be here later.
Statue spits again.
We should complete the
Following
mission
that.
we're already on. One that we know the outcome of. Killing you might just kill you.
I don't think we have enough to back it to warrant killing you just yet.
We can't do that.
I will tell you that as you are standing here discussing, that as the statue again is spewing blood, some of it splashes around the perimeter of the diamond.
Mm-hmm.
The outer edge of the diamond.
Like it's filling up.
Not like it's filling, but like that it's hitting liquid and then we're getting propulsory splashes
it's
from
hitting
it.
and splashing out.
Yes. As it hits the sides of the interior wall, some of it splashes up around what would be, again, the flat railing around the fountain. With your passive perception being above a 10, just literally reasonable, you would see that as the blood hits some of these spots on the railings, it looks like it sinks into grooves and starts to form other words in Celestial. Not visible to you like in complete words, but like you would see a squiggly line, another squiggly part of a line, another squiggly part of a line. It wouldn't form anything to you that would be identifiable yet, but it would look like there is the beginnings of words on the edge of the fountain itself.
Okay.
I would land and begin using Mystic Hand to pour it.
Sure, yeah.
Thank
I
you.
would say, again, same thing. Like, everybody would have sufficient passive perception to be able to see this. You Mystic Hands start to collect and then rub into the grooves on the railing. Yeah, it would feel like, genuinely, when you're staining wood and you see the grains really start to pop as you're going over it with the stain, with the stain, you would see words appearing around the perimeter of the statue, or around the fountain itself. In Celestial, it would say, "She of my line lay entombed beneath. Only one of my blood may cleanse the stains on her heart and hands to atone for her grievous sin of malice, that her soul may yet find eternal rest."
I would translate that.
Great.
I think this only furthers my point
It just says blood, though.
of Kabael Christok's blood. Do you know of any other Christoks?
Yeah, no, I know, but it just says
point at you.
blood. It doesn't say death.
It also does not mean that you are prepared and capable of this at this time.
Your voice has a point. It does just say blood.
There's also no reason you
just
would
say
have to
It said voice.
Oh, they said you're bold.
Your boy.
endure it alone, even if you needed someone of your lineage present. There's no reason to think you might not be able to bring others with you. But we can't do this now. And if you do it alone and you fail, do you know any others of your lineage?
Only my father.
And last you saw, he was dead.
And he was dead, but his coffin was open, and we know that he was called to the inner sanctum.
Doesn't mean he didn't come as a body.
We know he had his blood, that this could have been why they requested his blood. Now, the inner sanctum already had members here.
This place
What
hasn't
is-
been
what
hasn't
if
been
passed
discovered
through
by
in
them.
quite some time.
what if the person buried here is Elsith?
Also, was much more recent than this, right?
You don't know that.
We don't know. We don't know how.
You know that the stuff with the Dawn Heroes was roughly 8,000 years ago.
Oh, okay.
You know that Ostador was roughly 1,000 years ago.
Gosh, I'm getting
This
those
yeah, it's
timelines.
okay. This city of Imperia definitively at least predates the 1,000 years that Oshuamp obviously has existed. So, to what degree antiquity we reach back towards, undiscernible. There's not like a in our year of our Lord 3
Yeah.
AR we founded Imperia. Like there's nothing like that around here.
I would agree with Vorst and Thariel that it may not require my death, but I do think it may require more of my blood.
Do you just need to like bleed into the fountain?
I will also say again, Iris is hanging out.
Iris?
What do you have to say about all this?
Like,
Any thoughts?
She would look like she is clearly absorbed in thought at first, but like, you know, a couple of moments pass with you guys, you know, discussing things back and forth, and then she would just stop. It does say rite of sanctification, correct?
Right.
That would imply a very intricate ritual spell. Do you know the spell?
No.
Well, then I don't think you could do it.
I
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I
when we saved Ritora, we were also performing a cleansing ritual. It sounds like this is also one of those. But that was, for us, in a very particular case for what plagued Ritora specifically. I do not know of a rite of sanctification, is what I mean. I would be worried about you attempting to do a magical ritual that you do not know what it entails.
For what it's worth, I was able to activate the statue without knowing what it entailed.
To be fair, you did follow the instructions that you described in the rite of propitiation, though.
Did I?
Yes.
And I wouldn't say you successfully activated the statue because Ritor is hurt pretty bad.
And so you were fucking turned into a rock for a second there.
How do we know this ancestor's even worth purifying?
I agree with you that only one of your lineage of you can perform this ritual, but we do not know what the ritual is, to Iris's point.
Well, if the instructions to activating the statue were on those documents,
then we're not equipped for it.
perhaps the ritual is as well.
I don't think we have what we need.
What's up?
So what kind of paper is that on?
I feel like old pressed pulp paper.
I would give this one to Nesgrim. Where did you get the blood from?
What blood?
Didn't you put your blood in? And I would just do this. I'm assuming you used your finger. I'm telling you to put it on the paper.
Oh, my blood?
Yes.
Where do you want it?
In the center?
In the circle?
I would just plop my finger in the center with, like, I'd pick the, not scab, but like coagulated
clot,
blood
yeah.
off
Sure,
the, and just,
I agree.
Should we like stop the bleeding on the fountain?
How?
I was going to.
How?
Maybe I could freeze it.
I'll shake my head no, and
Clog
I'll
up the hole.
I'll attempt to grasp it again. I was gonna crush it.
Ears and the
I was gonna,
band-aids,
like, frost
the
it,
circle
freeze
on a piece of paper.
I was gonna crush the metal in. I can try.
and it would appear in Celestial, I imagine.
Water.
I'll probably have to read it again when Lawrence comes out, but
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. I thought about it. But
out loud I would say,
it'll stay better.
Felix, that worked.
What does it say?
To terminus.
What?
huh? What?
These markings are in the band?
There are markings in the band.
Oh.
In the
That's
circle.
where it appears, is like
Yeah,
right here.
You traced the circle with the blood. Your blood soaks into the paper, and those words appear on the paper, formed out of your blood.
5th level divination ritual.
Oh fuck! I gotta see instructions. Oops.
Oh, it is sincerely the instruction. I've had my paper here for 3 weeks.
1 hour. MSV. 1000 GP of obsidian.
Oh fuck! I think we know where. I think we know where a lot of. We know where a lot of obsidian is. I'm just gonna look at Iris.
Hello.
Here, Iris.
Into her head, I'll say, "Oops."
Yeah, that probably wasn't the best. Might be not great that he knows that. Hello.
Hello?
I am very unwilling to do that spell for you, sir.
Take the paper away from me. Don't
Why?
forget.
Why? What do you mean, why?
Oh, do you think that's the way to enter Terminus?
Yes, very much so.
So we need to do the opposite of that?
What is the opposite of that?
I don't know.
I don't think that's how
Nor do
spells
I.
work.
I don't think that's how spells work, sir. Like, what's the opposite of the letter A?
Z.
Sure.
Just say it backwards.
Ooh.
Ooh, we've done that before, ain't we? Ooh. Ooh, we. Just wait till they say terminus backwards. Sorry, man. Oh, I don't like it. That's a demon's name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that backwards, I'll be honest. That sounds like an Egyptian god of death. Surimet? Yeah, no, I don't think so. I will not be saying that in character.
I was chanting with you.
I would, with the finger that's still bleeding,
Yep.
run it along the stone of the fountain.
Around the edge.
Right, where those words appeared.
Yeah. You run your finger along it, and it feels like your blood just stains over the groovings where the letters are. The letters themselves do not change.
Okay. Now I'm gonna touch this again.
Where?
So before I had done that,
Yeah.
which made that appear in the banding.
Uh-huh.
Color in the center.
Taking out text message. Laugh.
Color in the
How many times have you seen me doing this through the campaign and it gave you that idea? I'm gonna draw a star in the circle with my blood.
You feel as though when you trace this pattern of a falling star into the center of the circle, it sinks in, forming the sigil of that circle.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, again, I'm not an artist, but like you would have the kind of comparable to how Glenn did on the tattoo on my arm, the tracing comet lines and a small circle. Your family sigil.
Yeah.
That's on your shield.
That's on my shield, currently collecting blood.
That's fine.
Rushing it, Don.
Is the emblem glowing? Like,
Which the emblem on his shield.
on his
you mean?
shield, yeah. Like,
It would be face down into the pedestal.
so
'cause
no way to know.
No way to know.
Woo!
I would just show Felix.
Going on a trip, buddy.
Rocket ships.
Iris, now what?
Again, I still definitively refuse to do this magic, sir.
Well, I'm not doing this one.
Nor that one. Forgive me, but I'm not really one to just dabble into unregistered spells that I've never studied.
It does say two terminals.
It says destruction will be dangerous as
I'm
well.
not as adventurous as you are in terms of placing myself into the potential immediate danger of what this might entail. I am a studious person and only make decisions after years of research.
We should research this first.
Nesgrim, you should get your shield out of the fountain. The symbol on that matches your shield. It is your family crest. You should get it out of the fountain. The box can stay.
I'll just put my hand up and I'll mystic hand it out.
Gonna the fucking mouth from the statue.
Again, it isn't a creature, but is a creature in my eyes.
I hate that.
It's
That's
a
why I let you grapple
humanoid.
it.
It's a humanoid.
I can grasp objects.
It's like
It specifically says creature in it, doesn't it? Yeah.
like it's like I would have figured target practice. Like
Yeah.
I can
It's a
fucking
training
shoot
dummy.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, we can view it in that way. So yeah, it doesn't attempt to dodge the ray of frost. You just strike, and it chills the liquid as it comes out. So it just has a frozen fountain of black blood.
Stuck now.
Yep.
Okay. That's
great.
definitely
It's a cool
not going
license.
to hold forever.
Yep.
Remind me
Hello.
So, like,
because I had in a
got a
vision
nice
at
circle
some
now,
point
so just-
seen the blood they pulled out of my father.
Yep.
And it was this, was it
It
not?
absolutely was.
My blood is not this.
No, your living blood is not.
living blood. Living blood.
What about my not living blood?
Nesgrim, there is not enough blood in your body to fill this fountain.
No.
Iris,
You pull the shield out with your missing
Yes.
hand, by the way, yes, because I did want to say that I didn't.
A drop
that.
may be enough to dilute it.
Did you not put
Does
a
she,
drop
does
into
she know
the...
any
into the
dunamancy?
bowl.
Just like a little bit.
I mean,
Just a little
you
bit?
can put a drop into the
You
fountain.
could ask.
I'm gonna
You could.
pinch my finger into the fountain. Let some blood drip into the actual fountain itself, not into the bowl.
Yeah, your blood drops down and splashes and mixes in with the black blood. You see that it gets, incorporated slightly, so the area in which, again, because it's a dark black, your blood stands out ever so slightly, but then gets overwhelmed by the black blood around it, incorporating into it thusly. It's necrotizing.
Almost like it did try to dilute it, but there wasn't enough.
I mean, you could infer that. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
not
fair.
how descriptions.
That's totally fair,
work.
yeah.
I'll slide your shield over to you.
Yep.
Iris, do you know any dunamancy?
Not something that I studied. I know only a singular cantrip of it. It's a harmful spell. I can't do it without harming someone.
What is it?
Well, I have previously volunteered.
All right.
Oh no!
I'm not adventurous, but I'm not
For-
into things.
I mean, also for what it's worth too, he kind of kick-started the blood thing. So sorry, bud.
I did?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you kind of fed the fountain, and now it's bleeding and gonna try and kill us.
Dunamancy spells, you go back before puberty.
Can you make me a Constitution saving throw?
Why am I rolling hot tonight?
Why?
Thank God.
A con save?
Yeah.
That is a 28.
Great.
Damn!
Nothing happens.
What is it?
It's called Sapping Sting. It attempts to drain some of the vitality of a thing and make it fall to the ground.
So
just cast it on.
So I guess I'll pull out a little rag and wave you over.
Here, boy.
Come here.
But
I'll just fly down and fucking try and get his finger to get a little bit of blood on the rag,
Sure.
and then I'll
there
present it to her
Great.
to try it on that.
It's a rag.
The blood.
Well, that's not how magic works.
It's living.
No, I disagree.
Sometimes does.
I
You
cannot.
just said that that's not. I'll point to the black blood.
Not what?
Living.
Correct.
That is.
I mean, it is of life, but it is not alive. I cannot cast magic on a rag of blood.
So you can't expedite
Expedite.
its life cycle? Anything like that?
No. Not with the magic that I know of Dunamancy, no.
You.
Not with other magic either, no.
I wasn't gonna ask with other magic.
Okay.
Take the rag, snatch it.
You may have your rag.
You gonna use that?
Like fold it up and tuck it away.
Where you putting it?
Oh my god.
No, is it going in the same pouch as the
As the
cursed
dagger.
dagger?
Honestly, yeah, that's the curse. Yeah, that's the curse.
Fine,
That's the
pocket.
curse pouch.
You eliminate the paper and nothing else happens.
I maintain that whatever is imprisoned here will be sought by someone else after us.
Is this fountain the only way to get to it?
That I know of. I know as much as you do right now.
Which is not enough to take drastic action.
Well, they can't do anything without your blood, correct?
Oh,
So as long as you don't get captured by...
My father is still...
Oh, true, yeah.
and he was on his way to the inner sanctum. I don't mean to put too fine of a point on this, but if we don't, with good intention, they will with bad intention.
That's an assumption.
That's assuming the inner sanctum even knows this place exists.
There were no footsteps when we arrived. There was no other signs of life. We do not know what this ritual is. If we kill you in this fountain, we do not have a way to bring you back.
Nor do we know that it will do what you intend it to.
True. Corn would be pissed.
We will have just killed you in the fountain.
I reiterate, Corn would be pissed.
Magic clearly behaves differently here, as Felix pointed out, but
I don't think Corn would be pissed. This is the ultimate sacrifice to protect.
But we don't know.
Same as he did.
Just because it's your intent doesn't mean that's what it will do.
We do not know what will happen.
Yeah, Ever said that you'd be participating in a ritual of which you don't know what it does or how to do it.
This could be a trap.
Yeah, except for the likes of someone like you or in your lineage.
Iris, what's your take on all this?
I don't know the magic. It's very difficult for me to proffer advice when I don't know the magic, sincerely. I'm not really well versed in whatever this location is that he is talking about. It sounds like it is perceivably some kind of demi-plane. I do know magic that encapsulates or creates a demi-plane. I am incapable of it myself. I do not know why there would be a demi-plane here. As a person who has experienced planar travel myself, I can tell you that it does exist. It takes a great toll on the body. I could tell you that the ritual to cleanse Ritora was something that we had been working on for several years. There might be correlations between what we performed and what this rite of sanctification might entail. It is strange to me, though, that it is specifically a divination magic. Divination deals with fate and fortune and augury. The ritual that we performed with Ritora was not magic of divination.
Do you think that the passage was facilitated by him touching the statue?
Forgive me, which passage?
Him going somewhere else just now. Like in the paper that he had read to us earlier, it said boundary stones, right? And you just said it earlier.
I do not know what a boundary stone is.
I think the statue is the boundary stone.
But do you know what that is? Do you know what that means?
I think the boundary stone is the gate. Boundary, gate, they're very comparable. I think if anyone else were to gain passage to the place that I was just in...
Do you know what it means?
Know what means? I think if anyone else were to gain passage to the place I was just in, and they were to destroy the statue that I found there, it would break the boundary and release whatever is imprisoned here.
What would we have done had I not had the necklace and you had remained stone?
That's a good question.
The same thing you would have done if I were crushed by that door, or stayed dead after I was crushed by that door. I understand that what I'm asking is absurd.
I can't speak for everyone here, but we came down here for a purpose.
To protect the children.
And I intend to see it through with or without you.
As I would
If you insist on doing this now, unfortunately I can't stay to help.
Understandable.
The spell that showed up on that paper.
Yes.
Did it say what the spell was called?
As best I can tell, the name of the spell is Terminus. And to be clear, I don't intend on replicating that spell. I don't want to release whatever is here, which I feel like we have enough instruction on how to release it.
So, just again to clarify, you think you sacrificing yourself will help to keep it locked away?
It's been down here for like ever.
Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere.
Like people haven't been messing with it. Like why do we now have to do something about it?
I think he is trying to cleanse it because these were instructions, or the statue is at least built by or imbued with some vitality of his ancestor.
Yeah,
if it's cleansed, then what? Keep it locked? Still locked away, but now it's cleansed? Or do you plan on cleansing it and releasing it? That's my concern. Is if that's what you would like to do, I support it, but maybe not right now. Just because as a firm believer in freeing those that are wrongfully imprisoned, I can understand that. I can get behind that. However, I think not having all the information we need to do so could be dangerous to not just you, but to all of us and to the children.
We're not gonna find anyone who knows what to do.
Does an entire city sacrifice sound like wrongfully imprisoned?
They did say the people of Imperia gave their souls to imprison whatever is here. And only my blood can... What was the phrasing?
Only one of my blood may cleanse the stains on her heart and hands to atone for her grievous sin of malice.
And you heard this coming from the statue.
Correct.
Which likely imprisons the being.
Which is why we do not want to break it.
So it has no reason to lie.
I don't believe the statue is the being. I think the statue is a stone, a seal. In this, they refer to it as
Boundary stone.
a boundary stone and a soul stone.
I think the statue here is the talisman made of star metal. And I think the boundary stone where you were, or the statue where you were, being made of obsidian, is the boundary stone.
Right.
Perhaps we should check this center of the city first before we make any rash decisions.
Yeah.
I would agree. I know Iris was in hopes of finding a library. Maybe if we are going to find any more information about this, it will be there.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Absolutely. Can you detect magic? Doesn't seem like there's anything magical about the statue. It feels really weird.
I'm gonna reiterate again.
What's
That thing's not gonna hold forever.
Oh yeah, sorry. You would detect his conjuration magic from the ray of frost.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was like, yeah, that icicle's not gonna stay
Is
there.
there an actual opening, or is it like...
In the mouth?
Yeah.
There's an opening in the mouth.
Okay.
Use your mage hand. Just
If only I had shape stone.
heat metal.
If
I don't have heat metal.
in the bottom of the fountain, or around the fountain, before it began filling with blood, did I see anything that would equate to a drain? Okay. The blood that had lapped up onto the edge of the boundary, is that still there, or did it seep entirely in?
It would seep back into the fountain proper, into the bottom.
Okay, but not like into the stone as if it were... Okay. I do agree that we may find more information about this nearby. I am willing to...
Not nearby. The center.
The figure that the statue is, like, who it is.
Hmm?
Does it appear to be like male, female presenting, or
Male.
It's male?
Mhm.
Okay. That's the curious part to me, is that it's like, why is there... The thing kept saying she, and that's who's buried here, but like, why mark it with a different person?
It did say my daughter is buried,
Oh, okay.
I believe.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Oh,
The rite
okay.
of sanctification may yet save my daughter. It also says, she of my line lay entombed beneath.
Are you related to Elsith? I know that's a strange question. You might not have the answer, but it's something to consider.
I would not be surprised if it is Elsith imprisoned here.
Do you know?
No one knows where she's in... Am I right in that someone said that where she was imprisoned was lost? Not that they didn't know? Or am I just filling in that blank on my own?
You're filling in that blank on your
Okay, I'll fill in that blank on my own. Maybe the reason they don't know where Elsith is buried or imprisoned is because it's been lost to time, much like where we are now.
I'll also say at that point, Iris stops and just, yes, hello. One moment. Oh, that's terrible. All right. Well, we've encountered a snag. I think that's how people say things, right?
I'm sorry. How did she? What just happened there? What was that?
Just took the phone call.
Where? With what?
I like to imagine she held up her finger for a second.
Because that was they cast sending like 10 times.
Right in the middle.
Somebody cast sending. She's saying things to herself as the 25 words are coming.
Is she sending those back?
Yes.
Right as Nesgrim finishes that thought, she's like, hold on.
Thank you for holding.
You have a collect call from.
We had a snag. Well, you know how they've been talking about consecrated ground here?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, undead can't walk on consecrated ground. And we by chance have an undead lady with us who is now trapped on the outsides of the gate and is unable to enter.
How are you here?
That's a good question.
She's the Daywalker.
I feel like Felix is onto something here with this Daywalker.
You should carry around like a knife, like maybe like a blade.
A big blade.
Nesgrim, another reason, if we killed you and brought you back as an undead, you would have to like hop around like you were on lava, and I've already saved you from lava once.
We're to go pee while we continue.
I don't think they counteract each other.
Yes, the snag has been presented.
Yes.
Am I undead?
No.
Oh, I thought you were.
The blood rave
Huh?
in Blade.
Oh my God!
The blood flood.
I will say, I think, I do still think this is what needs to be done. I understand it doesn't need to be done now, and I'm more than willing to go and see what more information we can find about this before I make any decisions, but I do think my life has been leading to...
I don't think we have time to hunt for your answers.
Quick show of hands. Who? I know your answer. Who cares that the Sabrina's stuck on the other side? Raise your hand. Anybody care?
I care.
We can't.
We can't leave her.
That's definitely an issue.
Again, priorities, as Yalumla said.
I agree that this is important, Nesgrim, but we do not know what this ritual is.
I'm hoping if we planned on exploring the city more. I still think we should, and if we can find anywhere that may have more information about this
We'll help you later.
before we leave, I would like to...
Sabrina. Yeah.
We need to keep moving, Nesgrim. We do not have time to hunt for answers that may or may not be here. If you want to stay and hunt for answers, I can't stop anybody else from staying with you, but I cannot stay with you. And I imagine some others among us will not be able to stay either. If you insist on staying and doing this now, you may do this alone. What the rest of us are suggesting is that perhaps this will still be here if we return when we're not pressed for time.
My man.
Children in danger that we are meant to protect very directly. The concrete answer on how to do so, not a speculation on what might be done.
And for what it's worth, too, she's been dead 1,000 years. A few days aren't going to change anything. This can still be your mission, sure. But there's living kids that don't have 1,000 years.
Living.
Like I said, we can always come back.
There are several things we need to revisit down here. The other library that we found outside of the city. Or inside the grounds
you're the other
of
person
the
that
city.
We gotta fuck up a ton of different centipedes and shit, man.
The
Just
city
squash all of
is
them.
I only worry because this city is miles long. I'm not sure that we would even be able to locate the center.
So,
Just point. It's that way.
the last session, it was described as we were walking into a city center.
Sure.
So we might, John's not
Well,
here.
I think we're a mile and a half away.
Yeah.
We got the halfway point. If I
we
remember
might
correctly.
be near enough to the city center that it's not going to be another day of walking.
I don't remember the numbers, but I believe the number that John gave us when we started heading for the center, not very far in, was about 6 miles. Don't think we made it more than 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So we'd be maybe halfway to maybe the middle
And we're in a market square.
I mean, if we
of
walk
a
briskly, it'll be like 45
large
minutes.
city. I
We
think it
also
might
have
have
to
taken longer than
backtrack,
that. And there might be answers.
We do also have to
Maybe.
backtrack on account of Sabrina.
I'm not sure what to do about her.
Are we passing through this way?
There was another passage that we didn't fully check into.
Is there like any sort of like cloaking spell that someone can do?
Was the consecrated ground like where the arch was? Like, is this city
This is
consecrated
all
ground?
consecrated
It's all
ground.
area is consecrated.
Yep, everything you've gone through so far has been consecrated.
Can you be like a
How-
consecrated shield? Like, you know?
So last session you
Smuggle.
said that we were coming up on what
think
looked
so.
like a city
Shields
center.
are fun.
Kind of described it that way.
I can't
As like a town
Can't
square.
walk.
Yes, sorry,
Right,
town
so
square,
she
not
needs-
city
I'll be
center.
the dish to
Yeah.
cart.
Again, we've gone a couple
Fly.
miles, but this city is supposed to be massive.
Right.
It's not like a determinate thing.
Determinus?
Yeah.
Determinus.
Like, I'm not going to say yes/no as to are we at a midpoint. Hard to discern. You guys don't know how far this
Right.
goes.
All right, so then I'd like to pose to everybody, where would we go from here? Are we going to press forward and try to get to the city center? Are we going to go back? What do we want to do?
I would want to continue forward to the city center.
City center,
Yes,
city
sir.
center, city center.
Iris?
Oh, I do not
Any-
intend to leave Sabrina.
Any passage we would make through the city would leave Sabrina behind. And if we're as concerned about the inner sanctum getting what they want as we seem to be in this particular moment, I don't know that leaving her behind on her own would be the wisest choice.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't want to leave her behind.
We also know that a great number of people that are associated with the inner sanctum, at least tangentially, seem to be vampiric in nature, which, other than you, for some reason, would not be able to walk here to even get here. So the statue would be safe for now.
That's a good
They
point.
could not get here.
My father, the only other person of my blood that
Also
I
could not get
know
here.
could not get here.
They could take his blood, but most of them in the inner sanctum seem to be vampiric in
And that
nature.
would take a long time
Yes.
Question for you.
Yes.
In terms of consecrated ground,
Yeah.
would you rule it like a bubble, like you cannot get in that region, or their feet can't touch the ground?
Ooh, you are not able to enter into the region. It is comparable to a bubble.
Ooh. Fuck.
So,
Oh,
unaffected
no.
I
We're in a dome.
I also do not want to leave Sabrina where she is.
No,
It's
neither.
not just Sabrina, it's also.
Everyone else, yes.
Well,
Well, the vampires.
Carolyn
Mm-hmm.
can't cross either.
Nor can Catherine.
I don't want to leave any of those people behind. I want to make that clear. I do want to go back for them.
I
will
understand.
come back here with you, but we can't do this now.
Yeah, let's take another vote about where we're going. I think that's the best way to move, because I think we need to keep moving.
We can come back, Nesgrim, but they cannot get to this.
I know. So do we want to continue to the city center or return?
Return.
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 My vote's center.
I also vote city center.
There's nothing we can do here now.
I see no purpose to pressing forward at this point. Not if we will have to turn around and find another way. Again, this place will be here if we return here. Pressing forward to the center now won't do anything toward getting the children out of these caverns. Not if they're not going to follow through. And with several of the guardians that are with us and unable to pass through, it's not really a viable option.
I will say, too, Sabrina's like one of the closest people in my life right now. And the only way I can save her is by finding Elseth. I am absolutely on board with you with trying to bring them back if we can. If that's where this person is, I'm for it.
I don't know if this is Elseth.
I would argue that bringing the children through here is probably the safest than finding another passage.
3.
3 vampires can't handle themselves alone, taking another path?
These are 3 vampires who are being actively hunted by the Inner Sanctum as well. We can't leave them behind.
They're also just not vampires. They're also people.
But
And
we
I
also
did not take charge to protect them.
We also don't know that the Inner Sanctum knows where this place is. So if they are being actively hunted by the Inner Sanctum, if the Inner Sanctum doesn't know where this place is, they will not find them.
You can track people.
Especially one with their spawn.
And if you're worried about protecting the children, yes, but
I have to.
they're also parents.
I'll just gesture that this place is barren, and it's large. It's a great distance we can travel safely.
That's true.
We can rest here if we need to. I agree with Felix. This may be the safest way of getting the children
Those
through
are
it.
fair points. But I think if that's going to be the path we take, you'll have to make that case to the rest of the group, not just to us here.
Iris,
Yes,
you had said you had no intention of leaving Sabrina behind.
correct. Nor the other people.
If we went forward with this plan of passing with the children through this place,
Mm-hmm.
would you come with us or go with them?
Well, I mean, there's obviously validity to the notion that this is, so far yet, a barren, safe location with amplified magic and consecrated ground. Consecrated does only prevent the walkings of undead and supernatural creatures, fiends, undead, demons. It does nothing to prevent.
Would Serenity be able to pass through?
Yes, she's all right.
Okay.
It does nothing to prevent animals or other various life forms that are not of that volition.
Like fucking spiders.
Yes, I mean, obviously we've seen nothing so far in the few miles that we've walked, but while I think the children might be safer here, it does pose greater risk to the 3 vampiric women that are equally a part of our guild. It's obviously a difficult decision, but I would have to weigh it with the other adults of the guild.
I think what we should do is continue on, not all the way to the city center, but at least for some time, see what's ahead. If it continues to be the way it is here, I do think this may be the best way of getting the children through this place. And the 3 vampire women.
Mm-hmm.
I would not
intend
leave them alone.
to backtrack and have this discussion with the group,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
press forward an uncertain amount of distance, possibly twice what we've already traveled, that would then need to be backtracked.
Yeah, I want to go back and talk to them.
We don't know if any tunnels that branch off from here would meet up on the other side for them to try to meet us.
They could be lost for days. I wouldn't leave them alone.
So we could be lost for days.
We could be lost for days either way.
I don't have a map. I don't know.
And I sorry, go ahead.
Is this the direction we're supposed to be heading?
We were
Yes.
going east.
I know there's nothing protecting us from regular things here, but as opposed to the
We
tunnels,
have no idea if this passage has an exit on the other side. All of it is uncertain. Speculation.
most
What we do know is that some members of our group cannot enter here.
right.
I'm going back for them.
As am I.
Okay.
I can't leave them behind. I can't leave Carolyn.
I won't
Behind.
leave Sabrina. Mm-mm. I know it might be safer, but I won't leave them.
I owe my life to Luna and the guild. I have to go back for them.
I mean, I will tell you, I am not going to sit here and tell you that this party needs to stay together. That is not the function of the DM. If you intend to go back, you intend to go back. If you intend to not go back, you're playing your character, your volition is your own. We have a number of people that have demonstrated that they are going back. I would assume that those people would begin to walk.
Yep.
If you intend to go back. Please tell me that you intend to go back.
I would return.
Felix?
About how far in do we travel?
Roughly 2.5, 3 miles.
Okay. Let's not waste any time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh.
Yes, hello.
What?
I'm kidding.
Get out.
We'll just walk.
Where are we walking?
What are you trying to do?
Back. Walking back.
Alright.
Nesgrim. Your decision is your decision, dude.
Yeah, I'd begin walking back.
Okay. Everybody begins walking backwards. Iris and Tail. We walk for roughly 30 to 45 minutes again, getting back the 2 to 2.5 or so miles. We find ourselves once again at the gates to Imperia, and on the outside, clearly halted with the caravan and everything, the children and the other members of the guild. I don't know who wants to propose this, or if you'd rather have Iris propose it. I'm open to whatever. If nobody says anything, Iris obviously would go to the other adult members of the guild and commune with them for a few moments to explain the situation privately.
I'd just let her do that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No. They commune for a few moments. I don't know. I'll leave space for if anybody wants to talk about anything in that interim. While that is obviously going on. If not, I will to the conclusion of their communion.
Mm-hmm.
A few minutes would pass, and Iris would step back towards you all on the other side of the gate to Imperia, and we survived as long as we have because we do not leave people alone. We and the children respect that while it might pose additional danger, would not potentially sacrifice the lives of 3 of our friends. The children themselves have also, in whatever little responsibility and maturity lies in their hearts, reflect the same sentiment. We do not leave anyone behind here. We would return and find another route.
If the route through the city is indeed safer, I would take it upon myself to go with those who were being left.
I hesitate to, well, no, the DM just said it, split the party.
Hey, that other guy said something else.
Right?
Wait a second.
God said other things.
We're getting tricked!
I feel like God's sending me mixed messages.
So which is it?
I mean so in, well, we do not know what lays on the other ends of Imperia. We do not know what lay ahead here throughout the remainder of the caverns themselves, obviously. We have but one orb of time and one orb of direction. Yes.
Didn't like that.
Got nice balls.
He said,
Kind of back up a little bit.
But I would hesitate to, when we are uncertain as to what direction we might be going, have individuals who split off not have an orb of time or direction. It is very easy to get lost in the dark, in the underground. We have been successful, I think, on our journey so far, owed primarily to these devices. As you think, we have made many twists and turns, and we do not know what we might encounter ahead should we have to flee from some treacherous villain or chase after another kidnapped companion. We might find ourselves lost in the subterranean caverns here below the wilderness. I appreciate everyone's devotion to protecting the children. It is heartwarming to hear that we care so much about doing the right thing, and I think that we also then owe it to the 3 people to do the right thing as well, and to maintain the structural integrity and support that we have for one another. I apologize that things have, well, hit this snag. They didn't really choose to be vampires.
There's
And I
nothing.
do not think they should have that held against them.
There's nothing that can be done about it.
It is easier to backtrack through tunnels than it is the entire length of this city. We do not know if it is a safer route. We have not seen anything thus far, but if there's no opening on the other side...
Most cities have more than one opening.
This is not a normal city.
No, but...
I only fear that with the grounds being consecrated and very specific types of bad things not being able to get in, they lay in wait around the outside of the shell.
For those who can't pass through.
To prey on those who choose to stick their head out of safety.
That's why we
Possibly,
stick
but
together.
after thousands of years...
How long does a demon live for?
5 years.
Can I test something?
Depends on what.
That sentence
Take it easy.
I'm curious if... Clearly my bloodline is connected to this place.
Yes.
I wonder if my blood will allow them to walk on the grounds.
They drink it.
Possibly.
That's an interesting thought.
Not only that, if for whatever reason you are related to Elsa,
I
I've
like
got a friend. that
There's a
Listen.
reason she can walk here.
My dude, go for it. Fucking anoint them.
To whoever is...
To whomsoever it might be concerned.
Do you have like
Vampire.
three sunstorms?
Whatever
Ring the dinner
vampire...
bell.
I
Whatever.
mean, yeah, the three vampires just absolutely look at you and just...
Okay. We're gonna have to back it up.
This is the most women.
Hold on.
In their whole campaign.
No. The inner sanctum can't get in here, and they apparently can control them whenever they want. And you're gonna
Delicious.
give them.
Whenever they want.
You're gonna give them the way in.
Delicious.
Just a little
Okay.
taste. It's
Come on,
nothing
the man.
that
This is a bad idea.
What are you saying?
They're good people!
I would just like back up and look like upset
Carolyn's a paladin!
after everything you said.
Or maybe
A
not.
paladin!
To what?
I can make a
paladin.
suggestion. If you're going to try this, could you at least try on Sabrina first?
I would argue that Carolyn would probably be
I
the
was
best.
I would argue for Catherine's sake, since we're all picking a friend.
Listen,
To be
Sabrina
totally
needs.
honest, Sabrina might drain the... He just suck him dry, so let's give
Is there sand here?
Hold on, Nesgrim, wait. I have an idea.
What's your idea?
Like Yalumla said, there might be a dead end, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna cast flight on myself again. I'm assuming I'm within the bubble, so that way I get
If you
refreshed.
step back in.
Great. Okay, so I'm gonna Phantom Caravan. 1 minute. I'm just gonna read it. So it's 6 side points. As an action, you and up to 6 willing creatures of your choice that you can see within 60 feet of you teleport up to 1 mile to a spot you can see. If there isn't an open space for all targets to occupy the arrival point, this ability fails and is wasted.
To a point you can see?
Yes, up to 1
So
mile.
he's gonna cast flight on himself and
I'm gonna cast flight on myself
Flight.
up, and then 1 minute, and go a mile.
See, like, my awkwardness there is that it's dark in here.
Oh, it's fuck! I forgot. It's dark. God damn it!
No, dude, I totally love the idea.
Didn't
Like,
we-
I will be
off.
very blunt. When I did the Hallow spell for this area, you can imbue it with other certain magical effects. I legitimately was torn on whether or not daylight is a spell that could have been put here. Based upon the people, though, that were here at the time, they wouldn't have known to do daylight because vampires weren't fucking running rampant. So it's like, it feels really, to me, cheesy if I, as the DM, I'm like, these people thousands of years ago were like, Hark, let us protect Angel Land from the nefarious
Wouldn't they like the sun, though? Wouldn't they like the sun, John?
I mean,
Yeah, but how'd they feel about the sun?
There's no bioluminescent fungus here.
Give me Aztec right now.
the mirrors! The mummy mirrors!
We got zero
Okay.
glowing mushrooms here.
So at the fuck.
I know.
Is it a side point thing?
Yeah.
So I mean, your magic recharges, right? You could just take short hops.
Yeah,
or
that's
you
the
could
thing
just-
is that I was gonna think
or
to
you
use
could
the
just
orb.
fly.
Yeah, I could just fly, or I could. But the thing is that I could go a mile at a time
Yeah.
and just see everything.
Is there anyone who can
see.
give Felix the ability to see in the dark?
He can.
Even still, it would just be
It's
dark
only
vision
60
up to a
feet.
degree.
Yeah, he only has 60-foot dark vision.
He's not gonna. Nobody can give him a mile, of dark vision.
Totally
Right.
fair.
Hey,
Yeah.
I
Like, you'd fly up and you'd look into the distance and it'd be like,
uppies, bitch.
I can see a few it's just dark.
Yeah.
Like, it does just, again,
Fly
hit like
me
a
around.
curtain
I can
of
see where the
darkness.
entrance
it hits
is.
the end of and then just stops.
and the end of where you're, you
It
know,
sucks
again,
that
there's no natural
people
light
in the
occurring here,
party.
so nothing's scattering back. for
It's
you
what was
to
it called? The
fucking
Drift Globe. That's
hit
what
in your
that's
eye.
what
You
you
have to
had.
attune to those,
right?
though. I
Oh,
can't
well,
do
I know.
that.
I think
Yeah,
I have.
even
So he
that
could
was
only go
like
300
60
feet.
That's only 60.
If we
Well,
were
that's
jumping.
120. I'm getting somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, a mile is what, 5,300 odd feet?
God damn it.
It's
5,280.
I mean, it's an
Square.
action,
It's
so it would.
5,200.
It's
Yeah, it's six. It's yeah.
so if I all right, I'll take out the drift globe.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
kind of know that.
I'll,
Oh, I was
I'm
actively-
assuming that the word's
What am I
definitely
counting?
Kalima to make it daylight.
I'm 1,000% certain it's what I said before.
But it's,
Yeah, that's what you said for the rope for sure.
Yeah, it's
So-
daylight.
Why would you use a different word?
Well, you
No
know,
one would
gotta
use a
use the
different
same
word.
password for everything.
Right,
There's
so-
no hackers here.
So back to if I were going to give my blood to any of our 3 vampire women, it would have been Catherine or Carolyn.
Are you flying away?
Yeah, I'm flying away as you're saying this, and I'm giving myself vision, and I'm just going to.
Yeah, you'll start hopping. It'll take you.
There's
an
nobody's in
amount
a
of
hop. No, actually there is. Yeah, I'll
You have
hop
flight
because
speed,
my
right?
flight speed's only 35, so
Oh.
hopping's faster.
time. So, how far do you want to go? Just so this way, I know how long it's going to take you.
So I would want to go back to the point where we were at least.
Oh,
so
God.
go there.
So we're talking roughly 11,000 feet.
Yeah,
Okay, what can you go in a round?
it's 1, so it's 120 around.
Okay, you want to do the calculator
Plus,
math?
plus movement for flight.
So like
Yeah.
10
You
minutes
could
to where we
fly.
were probably.
Approximately,
I can
yes.
tech-
Fly.
Yeah.
Jump.
I can
Like-
technically go faster.
So, I mean, we've got
tell
10
him that.
Felix flight minutes and
late.
then 10 Felix flight minutes back of, like,
Yeah.
what are we doing in this 20 minutes? Because Felix is...
so
Well,
Felix
I
says-
wouldn't come back.
Wait.
I want to go to that point first.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So,
yeah, no, I'm
okay.
saying it would be 10 minutes there approximately.
For me.
And then if
Okay.
you were to return, it would be 10 minutes back.
Do you want me to
Gotcha.
go with you, or are you going alone?
I'm already going.
Okay.
What did you say before you left?
1 minute.
So we were discussing you fighting vampires.
Yeah.
Felix says, whoa, 1 minute. And then runs
Flies
away.
away.
It flies away.
Well, no, I did mention that you said that we don't know if there's an exit.
Mhm.
So then I
Yep.
just
Yeah.
fuck off.
I think perhaps
You can
Felix
kind of
is
pump the
scouting.
brakes.
While he's scouting ahead.
Yeah, pump the brakes and like feeding people, man. Like they might just like need your blood, you know? Like they don't need it. Need it.
I mean,
But like like
a lotion.
like camouflage.
oh shit!
Yeah.
It puts
yeah.
the blood on the skin, or else it gets the hose
Yeah,
again.
like camouflage. You could just like fucking smear it on them.
You offering us a bloodbath? What's happening?
Yeah.
Three women who would need to bathe in your blood.
Not quite that much.
Shucks.
I
Just a little dab on the forehead.
I do
Just
have
so
fountain
stripes
full of
under
it.
the eye.
So to go a mile, it takes me like 3 minutes.
Okay, so yeah, it would be 7 minutes approximately there, because it was a little over 2 miles to get back to where you were.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I have an idea if one of our
try.
esteemed vampire women would be willing to go along with it.
I mean, Catherine and Carolyn look at each other and then...
Yeah.
No, right? Like, it's no? And it's just,
Travel 2 miles.
I
of course
just
not.
I
And then
just
Sabrina's like, I mean, you know, I've lived long.
come here, Sabrina.
What are you planning?
That's what happens when you don't explain yourself.
What I'm gonna do?
She takes
I
a
did,
step
I
towards you, just
explained
kind
I
of
was going
genuinely
for
like
exit.
chuckling at this point. I've been beaten for years. If anything, this is a good laugh.
What I'm going to do is draw my symbol, my family's crest.
Where? With what?
My blood.
Where?
Whatever exposed skin you have.
Sick tramp stamp just
Is that? Wait, is he hitting on her?
It sounded a lot like you.
Is that exposed skin, or are you just happy to see me?
Maybe if you put some fucking clothes on.
Oh my God! You're saying that's a pregnant woman.
I suppose my forehead is fine.
Works for me.
All right.
And I would draw the shooting.
So yeah,
star.
you prick your finger again to be able to actually bleed more because we walked for an hour.
Yeah,
You're
we
not
get a
still
different
actively
finger or the
bleeding.
same finger?
I would just pick the
Ow!
scab off again.
I was gonna say.
Just not let it.
Oh,
Yep.
can have a
Yeah,
scar.
you trace a little falling star on her.
Can you try to walk in to Imperia now?
Sure.
small step in case, it burns.
Immolation.
Yeah, no, I mean, she goes and steps back and hits
Yeah,
the
that's
spot
what I'm
at the
worried
gate
about
and
too.
just
Yeah.
halts. I cannot pass.
Okay. I have another idea.
Yes, of course, go right ahead.
I'll stand on the other side.
John, can I
of
get a
the-
timer? Yeah, I know. Come on, get it rolling. You said it's about 3 minutes. Don't make me stuck in this hell.
7 total. You have 3.5 per mile.
I'm gonna go to the other side
All right.
of the gate to Imperia.
Yep, you walk in, no problem.
Please step through.
Hello. I cannot pass.
I
Learn how to
invite
taste.
you in.
I don't think that's how that works.
Hello, I cannot pass.
Okay.
This is your house.
So
You can welcome.
Tis Nesgrim City.
I'm just gonna
what I
toss
wanted
him
the
my empty water skin.
You're doing what with your water
I'm
skin?
gonna toss him my empty water skin.
Sure.
And put some blood in there
and then that way they're not feeding directly from me. That's actually a smart
You're
idea.
very welcome. Please give that back when you are done.
Very worried about how
I
long
do
we're
not
going to
have
be in
another
here.
water skin.
It will be filled with blood, Ether.
You're flying 18 miles an hour.
They're going to drink it, and then I will clean it.
Okay. I'm gonna
I huff bones. You don't think I just...
You don't think he'll sip your blood? He'll sip your blood.
One day. One day.
Oh my god, he's gonna drink our blood!
Plus my 10.
I'm not gonna drink your blood.
3 centimeters.
I'd put some blood in the water skin and then hand it to Sabrina.
Blood in the water skin.
But, like, how much?
I mean, not a small amount. I'm not gonna
So
like.
you're sieve, like you're like a sieve.
I'm not gonna need crackers and juice, but like enough.
Just walk in. Fucking...
I'd argue
get
that
a save.
perhaps
He said crackers and
maybe
juice.
you might need some crackers and juice.
Yeah, you're gonna pass out, bud.
if
You've done a lot of bleeding today.
Come on, guys.
There we go. That's what you gonna do. Just enough He's gonna be alright, I promise.
We'll just cut a hole in his chest so they can just really
Yeah,
squeeze
the
the
heart directly, just suck on a ventricle.
Thario,
Oh, you're not looking at me.
you are a blood lady.
You're a blood lady. Hear me out. You're a blood lady, right?
John, I don't want to fuck myself here, but do I need to roll burnout?
Yeah.
God damn
I
it.
mean, for each time you would need to
Just comes
redo
back
it.
bald.
That's a lot, right?
That's okay.
Yo,
Hey man, your honesty,
It's like
your
already
integrity
started.
will protect you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like 3 minutes.
How many times do you have to roll? 12 times?
hold on, because
There's no chance of burning out.
Or 10 per minute.
10 per minute?
Yeah.
That's how many
It's,
rounds.
if it's an action to do the thing.
Cowabunga.
If it lasts a round.
Cowabunga it is.
That's
Gross.
70.
It's free.
John.
It's practically free.
10 per minute. It's gonna take him 70
Hey,
minutes.
you also
or
don't
7
know what burning
minutes.
out in this kind of
That's
magic
70
is.
burnout rolls.
No, if you
I
don't
am
burn out,
very
you get
much
the cycles.
aware. The odds are ever not in his favor.
No.
Are you gonna roll 70?
3.
Well, join us next
well,
week for
that's-
the.
If you want to keep a tally, and then because it's a serene location, it's not plus 3 to the roll. It's when you burn out, instead of going down to a 12, or down from a 12, you would take 1 tick off of Serene, be at a 10, but because you're getting the +3 to the die count, you would still be rolling a 12. So if you
Okay.
failed again, you would have a second tick against the Serene count.
But it would
Gives you 12
replenish?
twice.
So
not that your burnout die replenishes.
No, my side points.
Your
You'd have
points
to
of-
fail 4 times before you wouldn't be serene anymore.
Right.
Correct.
So when I burn out, my side points would still replenish. Like, is there an indicator that I'm burning out?
There's an indicator that it feels like there is magic drained from you. It would still return, but the next time you use side points, it would feel like it's more treacherous again.
Okay.
So it's the...
Like you're pulling from a smaller well.
Yes.
It does decrease this. It doesn't decrease the die. Because the way that I had it is if you hit Serene and I burn out to a D10, it's D10 plus 3, which is still D12.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, again, he would burn out once, should be at a 10. Adds the
10.
+3 for the die count, so he would still be at a 12.
Got it.
Burns out again, he would be going to an 8,
1 minute.
but he's
Plus
adding the
3.
3.
Yes,
He would
okay.
burn out again.
Yeah.
Go to a
Got
6, add the 3.
Got it.
Go to the
Let's just roll
4,
many.
add the 3.
Yes.
That's dangerous.
I don't like this. I don't
Yeah,
do one at a time.
They've been
Yes,
good.
okay.
They're good
So
ones.
even...
You guys don't have to worry about this. Have your conversation.
Listen, even when you get to the D4, you still increase the 3 times.
Okay.
You save the
Because you can't go lower than the D4.
Right.
So you're never going below 4, so 6, 8, 10.
So the
You're
only
never
real
going
the only
below
real
10.
penalty here is that I don't get my side points back and I have to roll burnout
Correct.
on the burnout table.
Correct,
Excuse me.
yes.
Okay.
But again, the lowest you would go is the D10 anyway.
Right.
That's the value of the Serene location. It is
Okay.
supposed to proffer protection for when you're pulling the threads of magic.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you roll your burnouts and do all your burnout shit because you got to go a lot. So we'll keep doing stuff.
While he's doing that,
Are you rolling 5d12?
He just dies in the dark in the middle of
there's a
nowhere
one!
from side burnout.
you burnt
We
out on
find
the first
Felix
batch?
dead.
No, this is 15. I'm 15 in.
Yep.
But it's
Rolling
not
hot.
once.
Yes, I am a
How's it
vampire
feel
lady.
rolling
Yes, she's a blood lady.
Yes, am a
you
wild
are a
blood.
blood lady.
Am.
Do you have any instruments for like
I have a loot. I'm just kidding.
quickly removing
That's
blood?
not
I would just...
No, that is.
John,
This is.
What?
when
I mean,
he
I
burns
know.
out, does he get the side points back on that particular burnout?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
still
wait,
burnt.
Okay, so he can keep free rolling.
Yes.
He just
you get
takes
them
a
back,
burnout
you
effect.
take the burnout effect, your die shrinks. You continue to do the +3.
Gotcha. So I'm still rolling a d12 because it's at
Correct.
Because it's
The
still plus.
lowest
Gotcha,
you will
gotcha,
ever
gotcha.
roll here
is
is
the
a
D10.
D10.
Is it okay,
And that's if you
gotcha.
burned
Biggest
all the
risk
way out
is
to a
what you get
D4.
from the burnout,
Yeah.
which you
So the
check.
scariest thing right now is just the effect of the burnout.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
And
Which
that's
is
why I
just
said
like,
to Don,
I'm
like,
gonna
there's
keep
the
getting
legitimate
hurt.
chance that he dies from fucking burnout damage out here in the dark alone.
I
Like-
would stop.
I would hope.
Jesus.
I gotta keep going!
Just fucking runs out of jet fuel and just plummets.
Wow.
from
Yeah,
there.
because here we are thinking, man, you know what, Felix the hero.
I offered to go with him.
Blood, do you have any instruments?
I've got multiple instruments. I've got my teeth. I've got my nails.
Oh, ow.
I've got a dagger.
The dagger would be
16
great,
damage.
actually.
Are you sure the other ones are also just as nice?
Is it your ceremonial blood dagger?
It sure is.
Okay,
The
yeah.
dagger would be great if you wouldn't mind.
Stabbing you?
Blood on it.
Actually, if you could just.
I would
At what
stop.
point do you go?
It's covered in her blood, dude.
I mean,
I'll wipe that.
Exactly.
Dude, you want something fucking
You're a
sharp?
minute and a
Whoa,
half
what's
into
that?
The first 7 minutes out.
Look! Look over there!
That's a lot of damage.
It's me, Sabrina.
It's scary.
She just said it's just Sabrina.
Yes, blood.
he's gonna stab you. Like, here.
I wasn't gonna stab you, I was just gonna
Yeah.
She just
Okay,
elongates a nail
Just gonna
behind it.
punch you in the
Just
face.
send it back for
Can you
15
just
minutes.
hand me
Yeah,
the
here, take
dagger?
Bleed.
Thank you.
I don't know.
And then I'm gonna use the blood
bloodletting
woman dagger to like really draw some blood into that water skin
Sure, absolutely.
to where I'm on the brink of needing crackers and milk.
Sure.
If I could make a suggestion, if you do the back of your hands, the veins are
Water.
shut.
That's what I said.
35.
I mean, juice is the.
Juice. Damn it.
Did she say milk?
Yes. I need milk.
Crackers and milk.
Get that boy some
She
milk.
has told you that the veins on the back of your hand are better.
Sure.
Yeah.
There you go. And then I'll bleed into the water skin, and then I'll hand it to Sabrina. Try that.
Yeah, she takes the water skin and. Your blood's very interesting, sir.
How so?
It's very unique.
Like what?
Like,
power.
Even.
No, power is not that far off.
Yeah, how are you feeling? Do you feel
Invigorated.
Did you say unlimited power?
Better than I've felt in a long time. Steps through the gate and stands next to you.
In Imperia.
Yes.
Feed him! It worked.
Give her some
I'm not there, you idiot.
I'm not looking at Felix!
You looked at me!
I'm looking at Paul!
I disapprove! Did I not scream?
No, the back of your hand is sliced open. Time is of the essence, friend. Feed them.
Can I have that water skin back?
Sure.
That's enough. Yeah, I think we're good for now. And then I'll just
You're done.
keep doing this until the water skin is full.
Ah!
I'm gonna steady him.
And then
You fill the water skin most of the way. I think a water skin is 6 or 8 ounces.
Nice.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Wait,
Can you
how
look at it?
many
I'm
ounces
looking.
is a pint? Because you can successfully take a pint from a
You have
person.
347 cubic inches of blood in your body.
How many cubic inches does a water skin fill,
I don't
Paul?
you fucking Google it.
like,
I'll do another math.
It's what?
4 pints.
In the water skin?
I was gonna say, because you can take a full pint from somebody.
He was like, I'm gonna fill it. It's
4 pints, DJ! How many pints total is in a human being?
You all stand around as he just starts getting loose.
I need to know, how many pints are in a human?
I think he took a drink.
He's struggling.
I'm very sorry.
All over the microphone. All over the microphone.
10 human! There's 10 pints of blood in a human. You practically have.
You said I need half of this gall.
So John, while he's trying to swallow there, I
many
took a
pints
lot
is
of
he attempting
damage,
to swallow?
so I'm gonna stop. I did 15.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did you burn out?
I burned out once, and then immediately took a
Because
shit
there were
ton.
so many
Blood, your
side
blood pressure
points.
Yes.
your heart
That's
rate.
fair.
I just
Fucked me
held
up.
beer in my mouth way longer than I ever want to
Yeah.
ever again. That hurt. That was
sorry.
actively painful.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
So
it.
I will
I'm
not
gonna
fill
search
it because I'll be
I'm telling you,
dead.
that's
He'll
what
fill it
happened.
twice.
Because they'll be ruined.
You would give blood to the water skin. you would leach blood into the water skin up to like, again, a quarter of the way full because it's 4 pints. You'd give roughly a pint.
Yeah, I would give I'll do a pint for now, and then we'll see how long that sustains them, and then we'll reevaluate it later.
I don't know if a pint for now is the best plan. Maybe half that.
Pint for now.
So if I have to take damage for that, totally fine.
Yeah, dude, this hurts. Man, a quarter of a tenth of your vitality.
Oh my god.
Take a tenth of your hit points and damage.
So 6 points of
Yeah,
damage.
that's fine. Like,
Cool.
Again, it's a lot of blood, but it's not that
Fine
you have
with
like other grievous injuries. You would staunch the bleeding.
He did take less damage than me.
Like, somebody could cure wounds you and restore the 6 hit points, but it wouldn't restore the blood. But
Yes.
that is the only thing. So yes, you
My
have
blood will restore them longer.
Yeah, effectively, like. Actually, that's a good point. Reduce your hit point maximum by 6. I think that's a very good way to just do that in a genuine way.
So I take 6 points of damage and reduce by 6.
So you'd
Totally
be-
fine.
You would be at your max still, because your new max would be whatever the reduced is.
I had taken 3 points of damage, so I'd be a little bit
lower than that. Yeah, absolutely. That's totally fine. But yeah, I mean, Sabrina's just over there, like,
Yeah,
hooray, I'm in a new place.
I kind of want to like check over Sabrina because like she was like sort of on the brink of death.
If you go over to her and you're like, hey, like, how you feeling? She's just like, I feel great.
Just like a back handspring or something.
Like-
I can't believe I didn't drink your friend sooner.
Yeah, like, what's his name? Nesgrim?
To be fair, he
Christoph?
offered and I
Christoph.
intervened.
Oh my.
You just gave him blood of Christ.
That's why it's so good.
And it's even better that you wanted crackers.
That's immediately where my
Crackers and
brain
juice.
went.
Yeah, I immediately, when you said that,
My wafers and my juice.
Your body's broken for her.
Yep, so you give communion to the
Sure, I'm fine with it. You know what, man? Worship me.
The body of Nesgrim. The blood of Christoph. More.
I would just look at the other 2 vampire ladies.
Yeah, no, they would see Sabrina on the other side. If this is going to work, like, we're very much open to the idea of this, yeah.
Very much paying attention when Catherine goes to feed. Is the mask like...
No, she would pull the mask up, obviously, but like... Thank you, Nesgrim.
Of course.
Very kind.
Try to step in.
Steps in successfully.
We have...
Hands the water skin over to Carolyn, who also takes a small sip and then steps in.
There's your sacrifice, friend.
We found a solution.
How you feeling?
Me?
Yeah.
Fun?
You know what? For once, I'm going to agree with you.
Feeling fun.
I've lost some blood. I tried to say fine. It came out fun.
You donated 4 times the recommended amount.
No!
He only did do the 1 pint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Donated exactly the recommended.
You would have
Now he's on an adventure again.
I'm just gonna walk up to Nesgrim and pat him on the shoulder. It was a very good idea, Nesgrim.
Thank you.
I'm gonna grab some like dried fruit out of my pouch and just hand it to him. Like, eat that.
Oh, thank you.
I try and subtly give Nesgrim a hug. You've just saved my friend.
What?
And then you.
Slay your enemies.
She absolutely wraps her arm around you and embraces you.
I didn't hug her back. What?
My Sabrina needed.
This is the most touch I've had in so long.
You didn't think he was gonna make it weird?
What's up? What's up?
I would say, as the other 3 vampire women see her hug you, they also move over and embrace you.
Oh my.
Oh my.
That's how you get the lesbians.
Thank you, Nesgrim. That was a very noble thing of you. We appreciate your service.
Of course. Whatever I can do to help. Sabrina,
Yes.
how are you feeling?
Well, I mean, there is the constant aching pain within my core that feels as though it's thrashing about, but right now it feels abated.
If that's what I was afraid you would say. See, what had happened was while we were in Imperia, we found a fountain
Ooh, very nice.
that had the name Kabael Christok.
Very nice. Your father?
No. My father's name is Adamus.
Oh, okay.
He's the one that was being brought to the inner sanctum
That's
that
right.
you were aware of.
Yes.
So I may have experimented with this fountain and statue.
Sexually?
I was like,
We released the
we've all had our college days where we've experimented with fountains. It's fine.
And I have reason to believe, I have suspicion
All right.
that I may or may not
Yes.
be descended from Elsith.
Oh,
That's
possibly wonderful to hear.
It's interesting that my blood was so invigorating for you,
Yes.
given that suspicion.
Yes.
We're gonna need to keep you around, bud.
Well, I have bad news for you.
You are dying?
I often
Die?
am in, well, only once. I'm often in scenarios where I'm
Dead?
at risk of dying.
Oh,
Have you
well, then we just
considered
keep you
not-
alive.
You'll still have your blood even if
We've
you
tried.
die.
And then we'll have his blood.
I could take it.
Yes.
Or we
I
could
do not
take it.
wish to, but
I had offered this like an hour ago, and everyone yelled at me.
I still reject this offer.
No,
I
you
do
were
not
offering
wish-
your blood to something else. We want your blood.
Yeah, we like your blood, not
Yeah.
the. Don't give it to the blood god. Give it to us.
I would like your
the-
blood
the
friends.
blood friends.
If nothing else,
We are just a bunch of blood friends now.
if nothing else, we know that my blood can bide you time.
Yes, exactly. That is genuinely a very good thing.
And
friendship bracelets.
with that, like, I don't want to be a downer here, but we also don't know how long it's going to take for that to
It's a great point. We should
run its course.
scurry along as a big group of friends, blood friends.
Blood
Scuttle.
friends.
Is anyone able to tell Felix
Scuttlebutt.
before we start?
Iris would just look over. Yes, I could condescend to him once again. Hello. What would you have done when you stopped? Flying? 'Cause
So
I don't know how
stop.
far
I would
you
have
got.
started dashing towards the
Yeah,
statue.
on foot.
No, with flight.
Still flying.
Yeah, still
Okay.
flying. So it would be the same movement speed, 70.
Sure. So I would say you would be roughly, with the time, the bloodletting and shit, you would have gotten back to the point at which you all had stopped.
Okay.
So you would be back at the fountain.
Does it look like it's broken, like the ray of frost?
The ray of frost is broken. The fountain is continuing, not continuously spraying, still sporadically. Like if you stood there for a moment and observed,
Right.
it would spray.
Every now and again.
Yeah, every now and again. Like 3 times
I
in
need
the
you to
course of a
roll
minute.
all 80.
3 times in the course of the minute that you're there.
Okay, so I would have stopped, checked that, and then I would have continued forward. You said the blood had gotten higher up the further in we went.
From when the
buil-
blood deluge years ago happened, it seemed like it centered at this point.
At
the
this
fountain.
point.
Seemingly, yeah. Because if you're telling me that you're going further into the city,
Yes.
you would see that it would be comparable height as to the other side of the fountain, and then start to go down as it trails on other buildings.
Like
Great.
the statue is the
Yes, I'm going to attempt
Statue is the
to. I'm going to attempt to go to the center, head towards the center.
Center of the city.
Yes.
Another moment or so would pass, and you would get. Felix,
Hello?
it's Iris.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I like how she's casting sending and
What-
wastes
each
those words.
What
It's free in here.
what additional runes and sigils did you use to get it to work like this?
Divination spells for me are free up to a certain level.
No, I mean with the constant communication. Would, oh,
She's gonna
okay.
look
Oh,
at
I'm just
data.
casting it each time.
Oh, you haven't.
I have a really good day then.
She's got the friends and family plan.
Wait, why didn't you call more often?
She's on the 5G. They know what the G stands
Do
for.
I actually have to say it, or do I have to say it in my mind? How do I
Fans are
respond? Do I have to
You
say
do
it
have
out
to
loud?
respond out loud.
Okay, well, why haven't you done this more frequently?
You didn't ask.
Why would I need to?
All
Do you need to be
non-stop.
told everything?
No, I mean I could just hang up right now. and
I'm
you
still
could
flying towards the center.
You could just fly to wherever you wish.
I'm going through a tunnel.
Felix, I think I lost service. Felix.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Well, I mean, we can get the vampires into the city. Nesgrim fed them his blood.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's probably not great, but we have to do what we have to do, at least to a degree.
All right.
But we're gonna probably start walking back into the city as a bigger group this time. If you want to wait for us at a certain point.
I'm gonna continue to scout.
All right. Great job, Felix.
Can you see the light at all? The daylight
God?
orb?
Yes, Nesgrim's right here.
No, I tried to call God. I didn't get any answer.
I don't believe you left the sanctum of your own volition.
Well, no, I don't see any light in the distance, but I mean, I'm sure we'll find you eventually. Obviously, I could also call you every 5 minutes or so if you'd like.
Tell them we have lights. Tell them we got lights.
Force says we have lights. I don't know if you're like a bug or something and you're drawn to light.
Are you a bug?
No.
Oh, well, Force, he's not a bug.
Oh, good.
All right. Force says good.
I'll just give me a ring every few minutes.
Sure, no problem. All right, Felix said he's going to keep scouting ahead. I'll call him every few minutes, check up on him, ask him if he's all right and if he needs anything.
And to also make sure there's no danger ahead.
Sure.
If he is scouting ahead,
He's
at least
scouting.
he can figure out a path to where we are trying to go.
Should we start walking in the meantime?
Holy
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
You're the traffic report copter.
Yeah.
I was action news earlier.
Well, we got a pile up of a bunch of spiders down the I-67.
Holy shit, they're jumping at me.
Imperia's gonna be hurting today.
Yes.
There's gonna be a
As we
detour through Center
begin
City.
walking into
Right.
the city, I would like to hang back with Nina.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
All wrong choices.
I'm making all the right choices.
I support his choices.
Back out front with
All,
my sword.
all I want to know is, was Bran taking notes on the fact that he could sell Nesgrim's blood?
Blood.
I would just illuminate
definitely
my bone lantern with the light spell and just hold it up as we're walking. Just so
Absolutely.
Yep, I got
Felix
my
does come
moon
back
touch
to
sword out front.
God bless useful.
Still Reardo orbiting. As soon as
I'm
you're
not
back in-
looking at him.
Oh.
I'm holding it off to the side. That's too upsetting right
know,
now. I've got work to do, bud.
I know. Yes. You would stay back to make sure that you're at the back of the the walking.
Wherever Nina
Yeah.
is, I want to be.
Also, sincerely, because it has been dictated that this feels like a safe place, the vanguard and the back trail with the children are just communally going together. We're not going to bother separating here, especially when it's, we think we're one, safe, two, magic is free, so like we could...
And we're also like
Yeah.
squishing the kids into the center, so
Yes.
it's like, yeah.
Like we've actively walked this path
Correct, yeah.
already. So
And like explored some of the houses and have been actively scouting in a 360 degrees.
We've gone down the street.
We have action news up
in the
ahead,
dark.
so like, yeah. You would be hanging back with Nina, and Nina would just kind of look at you and smile as you walk back in her direction, and she just looks.
As we're in Imperia
Yes,
now.
absolutely. She is also in Imperia. She's not undead.
Nina, what do you think of this place?
It's been a long time.
Smells like blood.
It does smell like blood.
Mm-hmm.
Any other feelings you have?
My insides hurt.
Your insides hurt.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
Just let it out. Just let it happen.
All right. She just like throws up.
Does she throw up off to the side or does she puke on Nesgrim?
No, she throws up off to
Okay,
the side.
good.
Just like stomach contents.
It just appears as like
Just appears like
normal
stomach
vomit.
content. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That is probably not good.
The food? No, it was bad. That's why I threw up.
It was the food.
Yeah.
Can this have happened like at the gate of Imperia?
Sure.
Can you just step back a little bit, like maybe 10 feet?
Through the gate?
Yeah. Back on the other side of the gate.
What are you doing with this child?
How do you feel now?
Tummy hurts.
Your tummy still hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. You're more than welcome in.
Welcome to my town.
Okay. You're funny.
I'm funny.
Mm-hmm.
That is the first time I've heard that.
She just starts scurrying up after everybody else. Just absolutely like.
I would just.
Nesgrim's fun and funny. I gotta give more people my blood.
What a day.
And then I would probably hang out at the back of the pack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, absolutely. We start continuing, I would say, as you're continuing scouting up ahead. Obviously, they're slower because you're dashing, you said, right, while you're flying?
Yeah. It takes me 7.5 minutes to go a mile.
Sure. Would you go in straight line, or would you kind of like spiral to give yourself a reasonable view? Again, what was your dark vision distance in total?
So with daylight, I believe daylight's 60 feet on the orb, and then
60 bright, 60 dim.
Yeah, so 60 bright, 60 dim, and then I guess after the dim.
60 dark. Yeah.
Okay. Oh shit, that means I could have been porting farther. Damn it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oops.
It's okay. So you have like 180-ish
yeah.
feet worth of dark vision. So again, this town square-like location that we were in is wider than that 180 feet.
Right.
So would you just straight line because you're looking for exit, or would you kind of weave to try to get more of the surroundings and what you might be passing through would be?
No, I'd straight line because I'm trying to get the center and then look for an exit from the center.
Fantastic. And you said it takes you 7 minutes to go a mile?
7.5, yeah.
7.5.
Because you don't realize it's a window.
It's like a bug.
Okay. You would continue to pass residential-like locations. You would complete the area that you would assume would have been the like market/town square that we had gone through. You would continue to see other stores and things like that for about 7 to 8 minutes. Second mile that you're going, you would continue to see that, and then it would empty out again. Like when you first came in through the gates, it would narrow once again. So again, it would be like
Real quick while you're doing that, because it doesn't take anything from you, I would just continue to fill the water skin a little bit at a time.
Sure, yeah. I'll tell you that it's not like they're not chugging it. They're taking literal sips of it every 10 or so minutes, because For you guys walking the 2 miles back, it's roughly 45 minutes.
I just want to make sure that
that they're not losing it. Absolutely. Thank you. To be direct, you're flying like through here. So you wouldn't be able to see all of this on the outside.
Right.
So it would narrow back down as you go into the second mile away from where you were at the fountain.
Right, okay.
So we're going, that's not exact, but like we're going this way. It would start to narrow in. These are like, fucking wide as the pen die now. So like these are houses and shit. I'm good, thank you though. So like these are houses and stores and shit.
Yeah.
It starts to narrow. When you get to like this,
It's the angle that you're holding.
I know.
It's gravity.
I know.
Or the
When-
pen died.
Yeah. When you get to like this lip,
Yes.
there's nothing in terms of building or construction again.
Oh.
So like it empties out. You wouldn't hit a gate here though, but this is like it's narrowing in here because it's rubble. So like you hit points at which the buildings here are completely destroyed.
Okay.
It narrows in here. You continue like it's not like it's thin. Like when we passed through in here, this was roughly 2,000 feet in width, so almost half a mile. That's what this would feel like as well. As you're flying and you hit through this area and you look around, you can tell it still has narrowed, but is beyond the extent of your dark vision.
Right. Okay.
When you go through this, completing towards the edge of your second mile, you would start to see in the distance, effectively because it would be obstructing an enormous construction that looks like it is still intact.
Perfect.
So like, you're flying, you're up, you know, again, I had said the ceilings in here were, I think 200-ish feet, something like that. So you would be a reasonable height, probably like 120, 150, so you're not
I'd be
within
higher up.
grabbing distance of any monsters on the ceilings if I do that. But like 120-ish feet into the air, as you're flying ahead, there still would not be any ambient light in around, but you would pass through this channel, feel like it again starts to open up as just ambient sound.
And then you said there's a giant construction?
Yeah, roughly a quarter of a mile ahead. So like,
Okay.
even still, if we're up in the sky, I get that like, obviously there's moonlight. Even on an overcast night, if we were to fly up above, we would still see some outline of the shape of like the Philly skyline.
Now, I'm assuming I would see the glint from the giant mirror on top that I need to turn.
Unfortunately, there's no glint, there's no giant mirror. You would be able to, as you keep flying and you start to get a better grasp of the composition of this building, you would see that it looks like it's composed of layers.
Okay. Like ogres.
2,
Oh, it's a cake.
4. It's like a delicious cake in the distance.
But what kind of building is it, John?
You would
Say it.
continue to fly.
Say it.
Say it.
Get close
Say
enough.
it. Say it.
And see that it is a ziggurat.
I fucking
in the
hate
distance.
Fucking
Going to head there.
That was a hell of an episode.
Yeah, it was. That's a particularly triggering thing for Paul and I. So, thanks for being here, everybody. We hope
Welcome
you
back to
enjoyed.
the sacrifice on the sand, Don. Remember?
Great.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So many people died in
Oh me,
there.
oh my.
We followed a bird in there, and now there's a bird flying towards the ziggurat. Hey,
we found it. Fuck.
Anyway, yeah, thank you guys very much for watching tonight. We hope you enjoyed the episode. We will not be live on Friday because it's Thanksgiving weekend, but we will be live 1 week from today, 3 hours ago, at 7 p.m. Eastern.
So precise.
Next
1 week,
Monday.
3 hours previous.
Yeah, 1 week, 3 hours prior, at 7 p.m. Eastern time for the City of Oshuamp next Monday. Thank you guys very much. We'll see you next time.
Happy Thanksgiving.
ZK Ziggurat.